Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood. Funkin' up the neighborhood. I felt full cause the funkin' was good. Funk you in the city, funk you up in the woods. Funkin' up the neighborhood.
And we're live.
And we're back?
We're sort of back.
So soon?
It's very impromptu planning tonight. We just sort of
Impromptu,
said, hey,
yes.
should we do a show tonight? Let's do it tonight. Why not?
Let's do a show tonight, yeah.
It's no
Yeah,
big deal. They just come together like that.
It's all my fault. I did give him an out, guys. I did say
You did.
If it's too much of a bother, let's just keep it tomorrow night. But this is all because I have a super early flight on Friday morning, and I prefer not to be completely clattered trying to get to it.
Yeah, no doubt. Jeez,
Yes.
Especially all the as long as the airport lines have been lately, and you hear the stories about people waiting 5 hours, and it's a whole thing. So
Yeah, perhaps they're waiting at like a service door. I don't know because
have you
I've
not seen any of
flown
these
through.
backups?
No,
Okay.
no, and I flew. Let's see. Let's just take a look.
You can
Just
go
in the
into the
past
traffic
2 weeks,
a little bit.
I flew out of Syracuse because that's where I live.
Mm-hmm.
Flew out of Syracuse through Atlanta to El Paso to Las Vegas to Detroit to Syracuse, out of Boston to where the hell did I go from Boston? Oh, I was direct. I was Boston to Kansas City to Atlanta, Atlanta to where I am right now in what the hell city am I in? Nashville. I'm in Nashville.
I was going to say, has anybody played the Where in the World is David Leffingwell game yet?
Yeah, I don't think I've posted anything for Nashville yet, but I guess I gave that away.
Yeah.
But yeah, so, and in all of them, I haven't waited. The longest wait I had was in Syracuse.
Really?
That was my longest wait, and that might have been 6 minutes.
So you're saying all of these super long waits at these airports is probably media hype?
I'm saying
Not
that
getting political,
they're either complete BS or there are people colluding to make it look absolutely bad.
There may be a
I'm
little
just
bit of
saying.
that going on. I think people might be playing politics with this one. So
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I do have, an expedited path through the airports, but the longest line I've seen, again, was Syracuse, and maybe 10 minutes, maybe
wow.
15. You know what? I'm gonna expand it even further. 15 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
Flying. Where did I fly from? Where did I fly from? Kansas City. So Kansas City over to here. I can't count the time that took me to get through security in minutes because it took me less than a minute to get through security.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you
go.
So it's. I mean, it may exist, just not where you are.
I guess at the Boston Logan Airport, Atlanta,
Right.
Las Vegas.
Hubs.
I guess. I mean, these are maybe if I went to a bigger airport, it might be more of a problem.
Well, when
Um,
you're flying your private jets everywhere, and you have your monocle collection traveling with you, and your top hats everywhere you go. I get that you don't
don't you see that?
mingle
That's
with
how
the
it is.
common folk.
I walk up, and they're like, "Are you TSA pre-check?" I'm like, "Don't you see the monocle?
Doesn't this give it away? Exactly.
Doesn't skip it away, peasants."
I get it. I get it. So I've
But
flown private once with a business
oh
on a
wow,
business flight, and so twice because there and back. But I got to tell you, when I become super rich, that's the way to travel. It's pretty nice.
all right, I'm on board with that. I'll ride your coattails. I used to work for the largest private jet fractional ownership group out there. I did a ton of work with them, and I got to tour the planes when they were on the ground, brand new. Um, but they never let me go up in the air on one, which would have been nice. Which would have been very nice. Uh, but to be fair to them, I mean, even their employees, I used to run into their employees at the airport because I took care of stuff at the airport as well. And I would run into them, like, "What are you guys doing over here?" They're like, "Oh no, we don't fly our jets. Those are for the owners. Those are the owners' jets."
Right, right. Yeah, it was
So
not. So it was not. When I flew private, it was not like a very common thing. So I was pretty lucky, but it was nice.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think between your monocles and my experience on private jets, I think we can make some
Oh
good things
yes,
happen.
yeah. We've earned
So
our top hats, sir. We've earned our top hats.
we've gotten some comments saying my audio is really bad. Can you hear me, David?
I hear you just fine, and I'm not seeing comments either.
So there's
There's
just a
some.
couple
I mean,
Facebook comments saying
it was
my
all
audio is bad.
all kinds of wonky here because I can't share out today like I normally can. It's pulling up differently. So I click the button here. I click the button there, and then I can see it, but I can't share it over here on this screen.
Yeah.
And on my phone, that was my iPad. My phone, it's doing the same thing. I can get to it, but I can't share and I can't see comments. So
Weird. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that we started kind of last minute. But I think my audio is
last
probably
minute
fine
here.
now because I changed the inputs and
It's like there should be
I think
there's a bar there for the things, but
for
there's
the
no
comments, yeah.
things. It's like, oh, there's some stuff here. You know what? I'm gonna stop it and restart it. I'm gonna end process and restart it. So
Okay.
I'm gonna turn it off and back on.
Well, we're still getting comments saying my audio is bad. It looks fine to me from my side. You can hear me fine, so I'm not sure what's going on. If anybody else has problems
I,
hearing me, let me know. But I think we're
I
probably good.
do hear you. So that did not do the trick. That did not absolutely did not do the trick. Ooh,
All right. So David,
how's her?
where are you traveling
Yeah.
to next? Are you going home after this, or
I'm
you've
going
like been nonstop
home.
travel for a while now?
Here we go. Yeah. Sorry, I got a link, but now it won't let me go to Messenger. Oh, that's because we're under another thing. Oh, we got 7 comments. Okay, here we go. Oh, but now I go to the comments and there's nothing there. Thank you, Facebook, for whatever updates you have done that clearly were not needed.
Right. It's another case of
And
some middle manager trying to keep their job, so they change things specifically so they have a job. They're not fixing something because it's broken. They're just changing things so they have something to
yeah,
do.
yeah, I guess. Alrighty.
Yeah.
So while we're done messing with that,
Yeah.
let's get to the important stuff. What are you drinking over there tonight?
I'm done messing with the audio. I think we're good. I think we're in a good place. So I'm still
Pretty
feeling a
much.
little Irish, so I'm still hitting the Bushmills.
The Bushmills.
The
All right.
Bushmills. It's good. Almost out
That's
though,
good stuff.
so I might need
Oh,
to
wow.
have some more tin Blantons at some point.
10 Blantons. 10 Blantons there. So I'm in a hotel, and it was spur of the moment. I was up here kind of just ready to be like, all right, it's only 8:42 to me because I'm in Central Time. That is funny. I have been through all 4 time zones within the past 7 days.
Yeah.
So that's been fun trying to keep track of meetings because
I
I
believe
do
it.
keep my laptops locked on Eastern time so that I know, when I look at it, I can say, all right, this is what time it is, and I base everything off of it. But
Right.
it was a spur of the moment. Hey, can we knock this thing out tonight? kind of podcast. So I was like, oh crap, I had to scramble, and I ran downstairs and picked up a double Blanton's on a big ice cube
There you go. Got the big ice
because
cube in the
why would you
hotel.
not?
Of
And
course.
anything worth doing is worth overdoing. So I grabbed two of them,
Nice. Can't go
and
wrong. That's good stuff.
I turned the air conditioning down in the room as low as it'll let me go. And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna turn it back up just before the podcast so we don't get the air conditioner noise. Um, so cheers.
There you go. Did they let you go below like 70 degrees? Because apparently that's
Yeah,
it's bad.
it'll let me take it down to 60,
Okay.
but the temperature in the room is closer to 65. I honestly think that hotels should be, sued for that. You tell me I have air conditioning in a room, you better let me have air conditioning.
It better
I
be an
control
ice
the air
box.
conditioning.
It better be like there better
Yes,
be icicles forming on your nose when you
yes.
wake up in the morning. That's how
And
you
they're
like it, I
going
understand.
further along because, they've realized that we're figuring out how to crack these freaking thermostats pretty easy. It's not complicated. We use the term
I've
hack,
seen you
but it's
do it.
really not a hack. It's
Yeah,
really
I've
just
seen you do it.
accessing their programming stuff. But now they've got these little relays that they control, and it has a sensor in it, and they can bypass your thermostat and just shut you down. Now, what's going to come up next is they're going to have people like me go online, like, here's how you bypass this bypass.
Exactly.
And you know what? Hey, here's an idea, hotel people. Just out of thought, maybe the people want it to get fucking colder. I mean,
I
we're all
mean,
sitting there trying to, and you keep
yeah.
putting things to override that. That's not what your customer wants. Stop.
Maybe they should
Whatever.
take this to heart. Like, people aren't trying to hack the
Yes.
system just to screw with the AC system.
Yeah.
They're actually trying
We're
to
not.
cool off.
Yeah, we're not trying to cost you an extra 39 cents a night while we stay here. Okay.
Right.
You charge us enough. Trust me. And when you took away a lot of things, especially during the pandemic and the scamdemic,
Mm-hmm.
um, you took away a lot of services, and you didn't lower the. You just kept going up and up and up. Whatever jackass is in your organization preaching to you about efficiency, and if we say that, we all know your whole "hey, hang your towels back up to save the planet" is complete bullshit. We all know that. It's for you to not do as much laundry. It lowers your water cost, lowers your soap cost, lowers your labor cost. There's a lot to it. It's a win for you. You don't give a flip about the environment. Go away.
See,
The only
here's what.
green you care about is the in the bank
Right.
account.
It's 100% right. See, here's what I'm surprised hasn't happened yet. And I anticipate it in the near future that hotels will add this as an extra fee, like advanced AC or advanced heat. So like for an extra
Yeah,
fee, they can like give you more access to different temperature ranges
yeah, yeah. You get
because
tiering. Yeah,
yeah,
some jackass will come up with that. That is absolutely true.
that's
There will
100% what's
there. I
going to happen.
guarantee you, there's already an idiot out there, and I know exactly what they look like,
We're not going there, but I know what you're talking about. I get it.
exactly who it is
Uh huh.
that's saying these exact flipping things.
That's exactly what's going to happen.
Anyway, I have made quite a advance on my book lately.
Which book?
Um,
Oh, efficiency over effectiveness over efficiency,
yeah,
or
the efficiency book. I've got a working title on it right now. That's
mm-hmm.
efficiency: the one-way road to market share loss. And I'm like,
Oh,
I
there
need
you go.
something that's a little. I think I'm going to float this past you guys and on the thing here, since I already own it. I don't have to worry
Okay,
about you guys stealing it.
let's hear it.
Um, uh, Welcome to, and I need a name. I need a fake business name. How can I help yourself, or how can you help yourself? Welcome to, and we're going to pick on McDonald's real quick because of all the automated shit that they have. Welcome
Okay.
to McDonald's, or you pull up to the drive-through because I want to place an order at the drive-through. What's the first things they say? Are you using the mobile app today? The very first thing.
That's the very first thing.
They,
In fact, it's not even the
so
person
welcome
saying
to
it. It's
McDonald's.
automated in the system to play
Yeah,
that.
welcome to McDonald's. How may you help yourself?
I mean,
How
and you
may
know
you help
somebody's
you?
gonna. Well, see, here's the problem. You know somebody's gonna change that and be like, "Welcome to McDonald's. How can you fuck yourself?"
Yes.
Because customer
Ooh,
service.
hackers,
Because customer
hackers,
service is all bad.
get on this. Get on this. If we start torturing them for doing stupid stuff, they'll stop. I mean, they have to, right?
You would think so. I mean, you
I mean,
would.
how fast would that automated system shut down if every time somebody pulled up to us, welcome to McDonald's, go fuck yourself?
And here's what's going to happen: somebody's going to watch this. They're going to get an idea. They're going to do it, and then McDonald's is going to blame us.
I'm okay with that.
I would take credit for that. I would. I would be like, you know what? I didn't do it, but I take credit for somebody getting the idea because it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
Absolutely hilarious, and it punishes somebody for doing something stupid, like trying to, like, I walk up to the thing and I'm trying to talk to the person. They're looking at me like, "What the hell do you want?" I'm like, "I'd like to place an order." Like, "Oh, the kiosk is over there." I'm like, "I'm sorry, I don't fucking work here.
Exactly.
I'm not going to do that. You're the person that's paid to push the little screen buttons, not me."
so,
That
so I
might be
do
the
have
name of it
to.
right there. How may you help you? How may you
How
help
may
you?
you help yourself? Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
There's some wordplay. There's some wordplay there that I need to fizzle out and
run through
to get.
ChatGPT.
But yeah, no, I might actually. That's not a bad idea. I might bounce it off of Grok and Chat GPT, but not Claude. Claude can go fuck itself.
All right, so Rob Miller says, so Matt has left about 24 messages saying my audio is really bad. My audio is fine, Matt. I can see the levels. It's fine. I promise it's fine. So Rob Miller said Matt asked him to do something about my audio levels. Matt, my audio level, I'm not changing them. We're mid-show. I'm not changing my audio levels. I'm not changing my mics. I'm not getting a new mic. We're in the middle of the show, Matt. This is how a show works. I'm not doing it.
I can't
If you
see
don't
any of the
like it, turn
comments.
up
I
the
don't know
volume.
where. Turn up the heat. What was that? I don't know what I just did. Oh, it's generating a 60-second clip. No, I don't want to do that. Am I
I
on?
can
Am
see
I
my
on
audio
fine?
levels. They're slightly lower than David's, but people can hear me, Matt. I promise you. It's fine.
All right, I'm on mine. Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. There we go. Now I've lost the show.
There you go. That's again, I'm glad we're
There we
keeping
go.
things on track here. This is awesome.
We're just. I mean, this is good. This is good entertainment right here.
This is great entertainment. People love this.
I
But
don't
Rob
need to.
Miller, it's been a long time. We gotta
Yeah.
hang out or get together for a drink sometime.
Yeah.
Long time, Rob.
Wait. No. Wait. Where's the phone? I actually have the proper telephone within my reach this time. Oops, sorry.
What are you gonna call Rob?
No. I'm call Rob a great and fine, upstanding gentleman. Let's see here.
He is that.
Let's see.
He is
What
a
was
good
it?
guy.
Is it this month? Is it next week? The week of the 13th, the 16th is when we're supposed to do the podcast in. I have it as Pittsburgh, but Wheeling, I believe. Correct?
Wheeling, yeah. So you're still in for that,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll
I'm
confirm with
still
Matt
in for that.
Welch, and
I
we'll
was
be
going to
in
stop by.
Wheeling.
I was going to stop by because I got clients in Pittsburgh. I'd like to say hi to, and then Mick's over there as well. So I'd like to say hi to Mick.
There you go.
So Rob, if you're available, head to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
I'd,
That'd be a good
I'd love
time.
to say, hey, I'll be in Columbus on this day, but to be honest, I have no idea when I'm going to make it back to Columbus.
Of course. It's
There for a while, I
you're
tried
too
to come
good
over
for
like
us
once
now.
a month.
I get it. You're too good for us. I understand. It's okay.
Too good, too busy. And there's no direct flights from Syracuse to Columbus. If there were direct flights, I might be more. It might be easier for me to do.
It's funny. There's nothing really comes to Columbus. From Columbus, you got to go someplace else just to get anywhere.
Columbus gets a lot more than Syracuse. A whole lot more direct flights. Like, I can't get a direct flight to Las Vegas most of the time. I mean,
Right.
that's like
Yeah.
one of the destinations. Las Vegas and Orlando. Those are two places your airplanes should go direct, and it's a hard time getting them. So,
Right. It's so weird. So anyway,
so
it is what it is.
did you have time? Did you have time to get any news today?
I do have a little bit of news. You want to hit the news?
Oh, we have. Yeah, let's get some news going.
So how I get the news is
The news.
I look at all kinds of weird random stuff throughout the week, and I just save it, and it just builds up throughout the week, and that's how we get our news. So I do have a couple things for the news. So here we go. Let's go over the news. Maybe I'll have better sound levels on the news, Matt. We'll see. I'll just talk into the mic like this the whole time. Here we go. How's this? This is better.
I can hear you really good like that. I really hope this was a lie. I've seen this earlier, and I was like, for the love of Pete, if this is true, then society is going to collapse.
Right. Exactly. So I'm hoping this is an April Fool's Day joke. I hope this is an April Fool's Day joke. We'll see. It's early for April Fool's Day, but we'll see. Stephen Colbert is developing a Lord of the Rings sequel movie. Stephen Colbert,
Who does he
the
work
guy who
for?
had dancing vaccines on his talk show, is developing a sequel to Lord of the Rings, and this is not just something he put out. Peter Jackson actually had a video online with Stephen Colbert where they're both talking about it. Peter Jackson
Oh,
is in on
he's
this.
CBS. Okay. Peter Jackson, if you want to lose all your credibility in everything, you can continue to do this. But we won't take anything you do or say serious from this point forward.
Nobody's going to take this seriously, because here's the thing. Look,
No.
even if you wanted to get some hack comedian who's not even funny, who's literally being booted off the air for his political opinions, it's just going to immediately polarize at least half of your potential audience. Why are you going to do that?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're going to have some people who are going to come specifically because of Stephen Colbert. You're going to have some people who are going to come specifically because it's Lord of the Rings. But at least half of your potential audience is gone because it's Stephen Colbert.
It's gone.
He's polarizing.
Yep.
It doesn't matter which side of the political aisle you're on. You don't choose somebody like Stephen Colbert.
Yeah.
He's not even. He's not even funny. Two, he doesn't write any of his own stuff for his show. There's 0% chance he can actually write. I don't know what they're thinking. What is happening right now?
Yeah, I don't know. It's
got to be an April
Maybe he
Fool's
lost
Day
a
thing.
bet.
It has to be April Fool's Day, like an early, like on April Fool's Day, they're going to come out with like a fake trailer or something, and they're going to something. That's where my
great way
going.
Great way to lose your audience, Peter Jackson.
This can't be real.
Great way to lose your audience. It better not be real. Okay, moving on, because we're going to sit and bitch about this for a couple more weeks yet. Let's not do it all in one night.
We can do a whole show on alienating your audience, how to alienate a potential customer, and this could be the lead of that show.
That would be very good.
But we do have
not understanding who your customer is. Not understanding who your customer is. We talk about it all the time.
Yeah, way to read the room, Peter.
Super
Jackson.
important.
Another Peter in the news. Peter Thiel. So the guy who behind. Speaking of Lord of the Rings, the what's the name of his company? The surveillance company that he founded. Palantir. So that goes back to Lord of the Rings. Because remember the Palantir stones?
The Seeing Stones, yeah.
Seeing Stones that were used by Sauron?
Yep.
Well, Peter Thiel founded a surveillance company that's used by the government now, mass surveillance, and they call it Palantir. So Peter Thiel is making a big bet on AI cow collars. There's a startup that's powered by something they call cowalgorithms because they love puns, and apparently puns make a shit ton of money. So Peter Thiel is leading the charge on raising $2 billion for this startup, for these cow collars. And wait until you hear what this is. This is great. This is brand new, cutting-edge technology, David. Are you ready to hear this? This company that's going to raise $2 billion. Have you heard about this?
No, I have not. This is a new one for me.
This is the groundbreaking, world-changing technology that's never happened before. So the cow collars, basically how they work, is every cow is going to get a unique collar. And on a map of the grazing areas, you can put you can put a geofence around where these cows are allowed to go. When the cows get near this geofence, it gives a little buzz. It gives a little kind of like a dog shock collar a little bit, but just a little buzz, a little vibrate thing, just to let the cows know they're getting close to the fence. It doesn't go any further than that. That's really it.
What?
Yeah.
So what this
$2 billion
is
for this startup.
Okay, so yeah, all right. I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on, right? I'm putting tinfoil hat on.
Join the club, man. Join the club.
What they're gonna do is they're gonna kill the cows to force us to eat bugs. They're gonna kill the cows to force us to eat bugs. That's what they're doing. They tried it when they poisoned the egg supply. When they tried to put the vaccines inside the eggs, which is what at the end of the last administration, that's why we had the mass kill off of all of those chickens, which led to the great egg shortage. That didn't have anything to do with the bird flu because nobody else on the planet had it. It was all here. It was because they were putting the vaccine in the eggs. That's what was happening, guys. It's real. They're messing with you. The government, man. It's the
It is
government.
actually real.
All right, what else we got? I mean, this great for them. $2 billion for necklaces for cows. Okay.
But here's what blew my mind, though. I thought you'd go this direction with it instead of the conspiracy theory thing, which I'm not discouraging you. I love the conspiracy theory thing. Here's what I thought you'd go,
like that.
Is the fact that this technology already exists. Invisible
this
fences
is a dog
for
collar.
dogs already exist. That's nothing new.
For 15 years.
They've been around way more than 15 years. They've been around since the 90s.
Yeah, they've had the wired ones, but I'm saying the complete geofencing ones for 15 years.
Geofencing, yeah, it's about 15, maybe even 20 years now. This is not new technology. Peter Thiel is raising $2 billion for a geofencing, for invisible dog.
Yeah.
Invisible fence.
Let's take a look at the people who are going to invest, and then let's see where this money actually gets spent.
Wow.
$2 billion.
It makes you wonder what's really happening, because this is not new technology.
Yeah.
$2 billion?
Yeah.
Hey, Peter Thiel, if you want to send some of that money towards Flashpoint safety systems, I will take that call any day of the week. Let's talk, because my technology is a lot more valuable.
I don't think we just made fun of him big as hell. I don't think he's calling.
Peter Thiel. All right, here we go. Next piece of news.
Although I do love the idea of a mass surveillance company named Palantir. That was.
I mean, it's kind of a stroke of genius.
Nice.
I kind of love it. At the same time, it kind of tells you all you need to know about what it actually is. So here we go.
Yeah.
Here's one that is raising a lot of questions today, David. I'm sure you saw this. Pro cornhole player with no arms or legs.
I did actually see this.
Pro cornhole player with no arms or legs.
I did actually see this.
Is facing murder charges for shooting the passenger of his car. So apparently, here's what happens: a quadriplegic, quadruple amputee, no arms, no legs, guy, professional world champion cornhole player, was driving his Tesla down the street. Maybe the Tesla was in autopilot. I don't know, but he was driving his Tesla down the street. He got into an argument with his passenger in the passenger seat. He shoots the passenger with a gun, even though he has no arms, no legs. And there were two other people in the back seat. They didn't volunteer to drive anywhere. Two people in the back seat that he said, "Hey, can you help me get rid of this body?" They said no. They got out. They called the police. So the police actually found the body like miles away, dumped in some woods. So this guy with no arms, no legs, not only is driving an SUV, he shot his passenger with a gun with a trigger. He doesn't have fingers. And then he somehow also dumped the body somewhere and then drove away. There's nothing this guy can't do. I'm convinced.
Now, see, a lot of that does sound unbelievable, but the part that I struggle with the most is professional cornhole player.
So I've seen videos and pictures of this guy. I'm still not sure how he's pulling the trigger, because his arms were amputated about the elbow, so he just has like the I don't know the technical term, but the nubs of the arms. What is he using to pull the trigger? And here's the other thing: if you're the passenger in that car, and you see this guy with no arms, no legs, he's probably taking his time to get the gun out, get it, make sure it's and like point it at you. Like, you have some time to react. This is not like a very spur of the moment kind of thing. David has the sneezes. You all right over there?
Yeah, I forget what it's called, but there's a thing where you sneeze multiple times in a row, and it gets me. So I'm trying to mute every time before I sneeze, so it doesn't get everybody.
There. Oh man, you can't stop. Well, whatever you do, don't blow.
Oh yeah, it's
we know that that can happen.
We're all good. We're all good.
All right.
I mean, I'll probably sneeze 10 more times, but I'm all good. No gaskets to be blown.
Right.
But yeah,
so
back to the professional cornhole
he's
player.
Loading a gun here. You can see him loading this gun. It takes him a second. He's yeah. Let's see if we can see this video.
I don't think this is what we want to show.
No, he's not. Well, he's not going to shoot someone on this video. This is a YouTube thing of him just like shooting in a field. Oh, that's an ad for Ninja Transfers. All right, we're not going there. This is what the guy looks like.
Right.
But I'm confused. I have a lot of questions.
So is my, again, professional cornhole player. Like, what? Like,
I'm not trying to make fun of the guy.
Taxi driver. Not. Oh, I'm making fun of him. I'm making fun of him, absolutely. But only for the professional cornhole player part. It's like that's a career path on
Is there
senior
money to
day
be
or
had?
something.
I don't know. Like,
I that seems like something you do at a picnic, and then occasionally join like a local pub that has a competition, or at your church. You could do it at your church. Church can have a healthy cornhole little competition. I'm not sure professional is that. So all the other things I can foresee. It's sadly the state of our world. The I mean, somebody lost their life in all this, and
that's sad.
that's
That's very
something that's
sad.
that's terrible. But professional cornhole player, man. I mean, what the hell?
Well, so here's the thing. Look,
Professional
there are
cornhole player.
videos of him throwing the cornhole beanbag, and you can see him like doing the thing, and he flings it up with his two kind of arms there. But like, I'm still confused about the gun. What is he using to pull the trigger? I don't, and
Uh,
I mean, there's a lot of questions.
is
Again,
his
as
wife
the
slash
passenger, did you
girlfriend
not see this
extremely
coming?
hot? That'll answer some questions.
That's true. That's a good point. But like, as the passenger, did you not see this coming? Did you like? You can't see the guy with no arms, no legs, getting the gun out, preparing it, like kind of getting his arms like this and kind of nudging over to you and doing the thing. Like,
Uh,
you have time to react in that case. And
well, I
here's
mean,
something else.
I mean, he probably didn't take him very serious because professional cornhole player.
Right. Well, here's something else that's actually kind of sad. Beyond the fact that somebody lost their life in all of this, that is a tragedy. Tragedy. Oh, hang on, my current wife is calling me. I gotta answer this. 1 second.
So, for those of
Hello?
you guys who don't know, his current wife got to go
Yeah, 1
see
second.
what was it? Your favorite scientist of all time?
Yeah, so he's not a real scientist. He actually just plays one on TV. Neil deGrasse Tyson. My current wife
Yeah,
just
that's
got
right.
home, so I need to go unlock the door, and I'll be right back. This is
Okay,
great entertainment here.
great entertainment. So I want to sit here and make hand puppet motions. Baka, 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 baka. Doga, 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 doga. Over here. So back to this cornhole player, professional. I mean, because I can't see any of the comments, sadly. Um, if I could, I would ask, like, is who else is stuck on that part? Because that's the part that I'm absolutely locked in, laser focused, locked in on. Professional cornhole player. Like, how do we? Where have we come as a society that we can, without irony or comedy or satire, use the words a professional cornhole player? That just that really just seems like a hobby. Um, yeah, and like not even a full tilt hobby, like like it's like, oh, we're gonna go play cornhole with the neighbors kind of thing, but not like, hey, I've got cornhole league. Although I guess there is bowling league. I mean, how much different is that really? And there are professional. Damn, I'm making my own argument over here. So did you just get up and
Okay.
leave again? Oh,
Yeah,
there you
no,
are.
it's apparently being live on the internet means nothing to anyone, so it's fine. So
You
here's
said last week. So last week I had my daughter in the background, spear tackling her big stuffed giant hippopotamus and kicking balloons at my head. And this week you've got people calling, hey, so you want to go to a cornhole tournament next week?
exactly. It's something like that.
Neil deGrasse Tyson's going to be there.
That he's not. I mean, if you like popcorn, he is a popcorn scientist. He's almost less of a scientist than Bill Nye the Science Guy, who's not actually a scientist. He's just a science guy.
That's guy.
So if you want to
The
hear
guy.
like some politically charged nonsense that is just like sciencey words jumbled together, you can go listen to Neil deGrasse Tyson. That's basically what you're getting out of that.
I see. I know how to apply a filter, so I can listen to things and say, all right, I get it. You've got your fluff and your agendas and stuff mixed into it. I'm going to apply my filter to that, and I'm going to take away all the political stuff. And I still want your perspective.
Well, so he did a master class. He did a thing on masterclass.com. He has one other thing on there. And for his ad, for his masterclass thing, he has this quote on there. This is a terrible paraphrase, but it was something like, You don't need to always be right. You just need to know just enough about a subject to think you're right. And then he kind of like he does this sort of like drop the mic movement with his hand, and he sits back and crosses his arms like he just said something really profound. And it's like you literally just explained that you're a complete moron, and you're okay with that. That's fine.
I need to look at it a little bit
He
more
sounds
because
profound.
there's a way I can interpret that as saying you don't have to know 100% of everything. You say, and then you start digging in, and then you start getting more and more and
He's
more and
good at
more
saying
engrossed and
things
embedded
in a
into
way that makes him sound profound, and he does have some advanced degrees, so he has that behind him. But if you actually listen and break down what he says, it's nonsense. It's complete nonsense. Anyway, so
it.
this cornhole guy. Here's the really sad thing
Cornhole
about it.
that we
Here's
have professional cornhole players. Yes,
aside from the fact that
and
somebody lost their
somebody
life in
lost their
this.
life. Yeah,
Here's the sad
but
thing.
more that we have professional
Nobody
cornhole
knows the
players.
name or really cares about the name of the person who lost their life because every single headline is, "Wait, the quadriplegic did what? How did they
Yeah,
even do this?" Nobody's asking about the guy who lost their life. They don't know if the guy had a family or kids. They're just like the guy
yeah.
with no arms, no legs did what? And for the rest of time, the guy who lost his life will always be the guy who was shot by the guy with no arms, no legs, who was a
Yeah,
professional cornhole
he
player.
wasn't murdered by his friend, or somebody he thought was his friend. He will always be the guy who got murdered by a professional cornhole player.
Yeah, that's the sad thing
Yeah.
because he's
I don't
just
think we're going to resonate very well with professional cornhole players on this channel.
fair enough. At least not the or
It's like
quadriplegics. Frankly,
or
our demographics are dwindling
hey,
right now as we speak.
we're showing them as handy capable right there, bud. Handy capable.
I started this article out with, I mean, this guy can do anything. He proved it. He can do anything,
Yeah,
including murder.
yeah, yeah. So I'm from West Virginia, right? I was born in Huntington, West Virginia, and I work very hard not to have a cornbread accent. I
You
work
do
very
great. It
hard
almost never
to
comes out.
articulate my words. I try to use as grammatically correct syntax as I possibly can. I basically try to get away from that. And
Your
when
elocution is on point, David.
yes, when I see somebody really redneck something up, I'm just like, oh, that hurts. It's like one community when Obama was president was like, oh wow, that's bad. It's like when a person with no arms and no legs commits murder, and the rest of the people are sitting there going, dude, that's not a good look for us.
That makes them all look bad because it's already a small enough demographic.
Yes,
It's their.
yeah. Like, what's that percentage of capital murder that you guys just hit now? It's pretty high, isn't it?
I mean, not to mention the fact there were two other people in the back seat.
In the back seat, like
This guy was caught
not. So
red-handed.
three
He doesn't
people
have a leg to
couldn't
stand
wrestle
on.
a gun away from this guy. Three
Right.
people couldn't have been like, stop that.
I'm still saying, right? Like the guy had his chance. Like, here's what you got. Here's how you stop a guy who's fumbling with no hands to get the gun out. You just do one of these. You just one of these. Just give a little swat. Maybe I'm completely
Here's
misunderstanding the
here's
situation.
the guy's last words. What are you going to do? Shoot me?
Actually, I think the guy was as confused as I am
I
about the
would have to
trigger
think so. I would
reaction.
have to
He was
think
just
so.
like watching,
I
like in
mean,
confusion,
may
like
he rest
how
in
are
peace,
you even
and
pulling
all
that
of his
trigger?
family, get justice from this. But Jesus, Mary and Joseph.
I mean, frankly, he probably put his face closer to the gun to see where the guy was pulling the trigger. Like, what's even happening over there? How are you doing this?
All right, that one got me. That one got me. We need to move on from this. We're gonna get canceled from everything, even to Christmas. Of all the stuff we've talked about, this is the one that's going to do us in.
We are.
Freaking cornhole players,
My current
professional
wife is
cornhole
joining us.
players.
How was
Oh,
Neil
hey,
deGrasse Tyson?
hey, how was Neil deGrasse Tyson? And speaking to the mic,
Well,
because
apparently
Matt,
my
if you
audio
don't
is
speak into the
really bad
mic,
because
Matt's going to
Hartman's
make
really
comments
upset.
about not being able to hear you, and that's going to be a whole plather.
Yeah, I'm not going to change mics. I was going to get out the lav mics, but it's fine. We're not going to.
No, Neil was good, and I'm sorry I'd opened the door.
It's fine. It is what it is. Did he have anything very
Oh,
profound to say?
Yes.
Did he bring Pluto back as a planet, which I'm always going to hold a grudge about?
He discussed it at length.
I believe it. Did you talk
Well,
about
of
the
course he
small
did.
minor idiots
That's
who don't
good marketing. That's
understand
something to bring in.
Pluto doesn't meet all the criteria for a planet.
No.
Which it doesn't. I agree. I know
He
it
took
planet
the
is.
long way around and kind of made it a funny.
Yeah, I get it.
Good
So it's a
thing.
good show, though.
Of course.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah. Okay.
So, what was the thing? What was the thing that stuck in your mind the most?
I have to keep his audio on my. Otherwise, we get a weird echo. So repeat that.
Hand her
again.
the other earbud.
Oh, there you go. That's a good point.
Just hand her. Yeah, just hand her one of the other earbud. Hand her the other earbud.
Here you go. Put that in your ear.
Put it in your ear.
All right. Can you hear David?
I heard her say in your ear. That's our Kiki right there. Everybody, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls across the world, the globe. We do have viewers clear around the globe. We have viewers in Portugal. We have viewers in Germany, Europe. Well, Germany, Europe. Anyway,
Germany is part of it.
all the way through India. We have viewers in Japan. We have people all around the globe that watch. And thank you guys.
Do.
And welcome, Lady Kiki Carnahan.
You don't have viewers on Pluto.
No, because it's not a planet.
It's not a planet.
So what about Uranus?
Not a planet.
Planet, yes.
Okay. So what was your question to
what was it
wife?
that what was it of all the because she just got back from Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of the luminaries of our time, and I love watching Wes when I say stuff like that. So what was it during his presentation, his show tonight that stuck with you? What was that one thing that you just like, ooh, I liked that. I'm going to remember that.
His point of view this evening was cosmic perspectives, and he stuck to facts, and he just, is very good.
Okay.
He did not state any opinions, so there.
Okay, that's fine.
I just like the humble, don't ever think you're smart enough that you always know the answer. Came up a couple times, and he was kind of referring to himself. But I like reminders to stay humble. I am of the school of thought that every person you meet can teach you something, and I try to remember that. And
I agree with that. Everybody you meet can absolutely teach you that.
yeah, so that was good.
But I ain't staying humble.
Well, that's where I've gotten
No.
myself in trouble in the past. We all make mistakes, but there are a couple really cool factoids I want to share with the kids. I think they'll be excited about, the number of
Well, I'm excited now. Can you
breath.
share them with us?
Yeah,
You can
well,
rehearse how you're going to present them.
Well, he was talking about the molecules of air per breath and the molecules of water, molecules in a glass of water. How infinite they are. That if I get a glass of water, I have had so many molecules through my body that at least one of those has come back around. So, it's possible or likely that a molecule on Earth has passed through Jesus or Sigmund Freud or, any historical person.
Very, very similar people, Jesus and Sigmund Freud.
Well, it was really funny. He had the list of
practically twins.
Right.
Well, cocaine's a hell of a drug.
It was really funny. He had a list of all these historical figures up there. Actually, Jesus wasn't one of them, but he started and if you looked at it for a moment, you realized it was every historical figure that visited Bill and Ted.
That's pretty funny.
So it was actually really funny.
Okay, a little Bill and Ted reference. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that. I approve. I approve.
So I think the kids would be
I would have thrown a T-Rex in the mix as well, just because why not?
Yeah.
And the other thing was
Dinosaur.
Yeah. Rawr.
She loves that one.
Rawr.
Makes me laugh every time.
Rawr.
Yeah.
Dinosaur. Yes, this is
She and
good.
the kids crack up
It's
whenever that
hilarious.
comes on. They love that
He
one.
was talking
Oh, I
about
love him. I love him.
Stegosaurus and T-Rex is closer to us than he was to Stegosaurus. And so
Oh,
that's
yes,
Josh's
absolutely.
favorite. Yeah. But his point was looking at the space, the cosmic perspective doesn't make him feel small. It makes him feel big because we are made up of exactly, with the exception of helium, the things that space is made up of. Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and you go down the list and it's identical. And that's really interesting and neat to think that you are the same as space. So,
Did he talk about aliens?
He did briefly, and when you compare. He went through this.
Anunnaki.
Yeah, this series of slides about math, and you get to the end, and he's like, "This is why I'm gonna land this plane," and you're like, "Finally!" But he showed how it related to every star in the planet, or in the whole galaxies and universe and everything. How many stars are out there, and to think that there's only one with life.
The Drake equation. Okay. Yeah.
It's pretty
Mhm.
outrageous and arrogant to think that. So he wasn't talking about aliens per se, but yeah.
Now, on this show, Kiki, is required when we say aliens, we got to say aliens.
Yeah.
Aliens.
Yeah,
That's how you
of
have to say
course.
it.
Aliens.
I'm not saying it's aliens.
Yeah.
But
I'm
it's
saying
aliens.
it's aliens.
Yeah.
It's aliens.
Poor George.
And that was
Yeah.
for those of you guys who didn't get it, that was a shout out to Hecklefish and the Anunnaki. So for those of you guys who watch the Y Files,
I love
it's
HBO.
good. So
Yeah. So it was really good. It was funny. It was entertaining. I liked the topic. It was good.
Yeah. Okay.
It was really good.
so what were you drinking tonight?
I had water.
She doesn't drink anymore. She has one drink and she's done for the night.
The medications I'm on, I just go to sleep, and it's not worth it.
I tried to be an enabler and it doesn't work.
Yeah, I'm
She needs to hang with us. You need to bring her out with me one night.
yeah.
We'll get through. We'll get through this.
It's counterintuitive to the meds I'm on, but it's all right.
Oh, trust me, West. I woke up on your couch one night or one morning because I didn't pay attention to the change of my meds,
Yeah.
and
we were at the cigar lounge and
yeah.
halfway through, he just stopped. He could
I was
still
just like,
hear and
go,
hear
go,
everything that was going
boom.
on. He just had no reaction.
I had no reaction. They just changed one of my blood pressure meds, and apparently it has a threshold on how thin my blood can be with alcohol. And it was just like, you know what, you're done.
Your blood was very thin
now
that
you
night.
Just back it off one, and you'll be good.
Have you met Dave?
And that's what I did. And that's what I did. But to be fair, backing off that one is still enough to put most people in a very bad way.
I had my time, and I think I'm old now, and my time has passed. So I can't hang
We can bring
anymore.
it back. We can bring it back.
But it's fine. I can be the driver.
Hey, see, there you go. That's a bonus.
I'm fine. I don't care.
Uber.
See, now David gets to be the enabler, if I could say enabler.
Yeah. Enabler. Enabler.
Enabler.
I hadn't been on campus for a while, but all these Grubhub robots were just everywhere.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Food. It was really comical. They were just lined up,
right?
Just going all over the place.
Yeah, those little food delivery robots are apparently all over the place now.
They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It was really
the only place I go that I get them a lot is, and I see them occasionally here and there, but Midtown Atlanta. They're just constantly.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
All over.
Yeah, little the lights they started to.
I think where I go, I think my office is not terribly far from. I think it's Georgia Tech, so I think my office is not very far from Georgia Tech. So we're probably getting a splash of the college experience.
So here's an interesting thing: if this is very common in big cities, every single one of those little robots is running on a battery, and those batteries have to charge somewhere. I'm just saying,
charge somewhere.
Flashpoint Safety Systems has a lot of work to do.
That's a really good point.
Lots of stuff.
Oh, and those
all right, so
scooters and e-bikes,
they're everywhere. Yeah, there's
even ones with seats on them now.
Yeah.
So yeah.
All right. Now I'm interested. They got actual seats on them.
Yeah, I know, right? I could even do that. I wouldn't fall off.
Yeah. I want to motorize a couch. But then again, if I do that, it violates my "don't be a West Virginian redneck" clause.
Goes back to your redneck.
It goes back to my
It's only a problem if you leave it on your front lawn or set it on fire or both.
But if it works,
well, it runs on lithium-ion batteries. You just never know.
It's true.
It can catch on fire. All right, I'm going to bed.
Yes, indeed.
All right, old lady.
Peace out.
All right, Kiki. Have a good evening. Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kiki.
I doubt it. All right.
What'd she say?
She said, I love you.
She said you love you, and then you said you doubt it?
And I said, I doubt it.
Ah.
That's always my my comeback.
Ah,
So,
all right.
no arms,
Where
no
were we?
legs, professional cornhole player. We do have one more piece of news.
Professional. All right, let's get to that because otherwise we're going to restart the whole cornhole thing, and this is
I don't know if you saw this,
uh,
David. Man
it's just three
accidentally
bags deep.
gains control of 7,000 plus robot vacuums. Accidentally. So this guy, he decided first of all he's a quasi professional hacker. This is just what he does for fun, like we all
Oh,
do. And he decided he wanted to gain access to his robot vacuum. Um, and he thought, look, if I can get access to this vacuum, I control with my PlayStation controller. It'll be a lot of fun. It'll be great. Well, what he found was when he gained access to his robot vacuum cleaner, he actually gained access to 7,000 vacuum cleaners that were all reacting to his controls. And once he figured out what was happening, he then discovered he not only had access to 7,000 robot vacuums, he had access to all of their data and metadata. Now, what does that
yeah,
mean? Here's what most people don't realize. These robot vacuums, a good number of them, at least his brand of them, have cameras. He could access the cameras of 7,000 robot vacuums. Beyond that, these vacuums also map out every room in your house, where obstacles
the
are,
floor plan.
what's
Yep.
happening, where doorways are, where portals are. They map out when people are walking through, what times of day that it sees people, what animals it sees, when it sees them. These robot vacuums are getting a lot of real-time actual data of your living space. He had access to all of it. And the company didn't even know until he went public and said, I didn't mean to do this. This is a complete accident. I promise I did not do this on purpose. He was trying to cover his own ass and say, I promise I didn't do this on purpose, because he didn't. But
Yeah,
this
he's
is the
working
kind
on
of
his
data that
own.
is very easy to get.
So, and this is a special. This is a PSA out there. I do not have a robot vacuum cleaner in my house, and I believe I'm going to get rid of the Ring cameras, which I
Well,
have.
given what Amazon is doing with their lost dog feature they have now, I
Yeah,
might not
yeah.
go with Ring.
The,
It's just
Yeah,
me.
well, I want to get rid of all of them and then just set up my own server so that I hit a single thing, I get my own data, and it's behind a VPN. So I'm going to VPN into it, and then so I've got a private and dedicated secure tunnel, and then I'll just have access to my stuff there. I'm not going to make it smart. I'm just going to make it enabled. It's not going to communicate to any other server that's outside. I'm going to have to come into mine from outside to get to it. And this goes back to the vacuum cleaners. Um, there was a guy who noticed that the vacuum cleaner was via the IP address and the MAC ID of the item that was
Yeah.
sending 400 gigabytes or something along those lines of data
Unimaginable amounts of
out
data.
to
Why would it need
a
all of
server
that data?
in China, right?
In China.
So
Yes.
in China, and I'm telling you, it wasn't for good purposes. It's not good to send all that data out there. So what he did was he blocked the ports that it was sending that data out on.
Mm-hmm.
His robot vacuum went back to its dock and would not leave. So he took the robot vacuum to a service center for said robot medical facility, I guess. And they turned it on, hooked it up, got connected. It got to relay its communications out, and it
And it
worked
started
perfect.
working
He
again.
took it back home,
Yeah.
where that port is blocked and it can't send all that data back to China.
Mm-hmm.
And it again stopped working.
Exactly.
So,
Because they
and I called
require
people out.
this data just to work.
Yeah. Well, it's because China wants to spy on as much stuff as they can from us.
Oh, by the way, I don't have
the
the
bottom line.
article up on the screen, but I'll bring it up right now.
No,
Sorry.
you don't.
I
I was just
bad.
talking anyway.
There we go. We got it.
There you go. You have it now. Yeah. Oh, he calls it out on the name. So yeah. So this was the thing, and I don't remember if you remember. We were walking through CES, and there was a vacuum, and there was some folks over there from aforementioned country. And I just straight talked to him. I was like, so if you block the port this thing communicates on, will it still function? And they just looked at me like, oh. Dear God, you can't aspect me.
Right. Yeah.
Why are you sending 400 gigabytes of data to China?
Right. Why
And
can't that data
it's
stay
not just that.
local?
So when you start
Why can't the
talking,
data stay local?
when you start clicking on these buttons and you accept, and you're accepting that they're going to share the data to this person,
Yeah.
and that person's data, and that person's privacy rules and how they're using the data,
Mm-hmm.
you never actually get to see. You just know that you share. So now they're sharing it through. So because of the robot that you activated, now can talk to your cameras on your house, can
Mm-hmm.
talk to your refrigerator, can talk to your television, so that it knows what TV shows, what websites you go through. It can
Yeah.
talk to your router, your computers. All these things are now sharing data back and forth. Your privacy is gone. I mean, we know that we've surrendered a lot of privacy to begin with, but you don't know how much you've surrendered. You have no idea how much of your privacy you have surrendered. For the
People have
people who go,
no idea.
I don't use my online banking app because I don't want my stuff online. You're an idiot.
It reminds me of the South Park episode when Stan didn't read the terms and conditions of his new iPad, and it was the Human
I haven't seen
Centipede
that one.
episode. It was so okay.
I haven't
So
seen that
it's
one.
funny.
All right,
So
so I need to watch
so
it. Okay.
yeah. So they called it the Human Centipad, and you didn't read the terms and conditions, but within the terms and conditions, it gave the I forget it might have said Apple, might have been a different company that was parodying Apple. It gave them permission to use you as a segment within their Human Centipad technology. And it's funny. If you've seen the Human Centipede movie, first of all, don't watch it with your
I know
kids.
the premise. I know
Yes.
the premise of it.
So here's what you need to do. Here's your homework. Everybody watching, listening. First, watch Human Centipede. I apologize right now. Watch Human Centipede. Then go watch uh, the documentary, the South Park documentary called 6 Days to Air. It's called 6 Days to Air.
Oh,
And it's all about the idea that it takes them 6 days to make an episode of South Park. That's the reason most of their episodes are so timely. Uh,
yeah.
don't mention the
Very
fact you have to wait
relevant.
2 years
Yes.
between seasons. That's a different subject. But it takes them
Yeah.
6 days to make an episode. And it shows their
Yes.
entire process. The Centipad episode was the episode they were making in this documentary. And then watch the episode of Human Centipad. And it's all about you need to read your terms and conditions. Who reads terms and conditions? Well, guess what? If it's in the terms and conditions, they can do anything to you or your data they want to do.
Yep.
People have no idea. They've already given up 100 times over every piece of data
Yep.
they will ever own about themselves.
Yep.
They have no idea.
Yep. It's already out there. All right.
These vacuum
Hey, it's
cleaners have
9:30.
built-in vacuum cleaners, and they can see everything in your entire house as they're moving around. Nobody seems
The
to think
vacuum
that
cleaners
all that
have
data
built-in
that's
vacuum.
being sent back to China it's weird. Somebody has access to your camera, a camera in your house. I'm just saying, it's
Yeah.
weird.
So I don't have any cameras in the house. I was very particular about that. I don't have any cameras inside the house that are accessible, that reach out to a server. This was so you and I are both part of an organization that you're not supposed to have cameras inside certain places, and somebody put
One
one
would
there.
think. I'm not going
And
to comment on that though.
I kept trying to explain to them, it's like, hey, you don't have I straight asked the guys, like, did you have port forwarding? So you hit an IP address and you hit a public IP address and you forward that to these, you're forwarding that IP address to here and you're accessing these ports inside the firewall. They're like, no, I just go to my app. I'm like, well, where's that app server base? Because it could be in China. It could be, most likely is, or anywhere else and around the world.
Or
And
anybody
they didn't seem to really
who
care.
driving by with Wi-Fi access.
Yes, could access it, and we threw quite a bit of a stink about it, and everybody just kind of accepted it. I still think it's a violation.
We're
Anyway,
not going
moving
there.
on. Let's get over to the topic.
Anyway.
Let's get over to the topic because it's 9:30 already, and the folks at home loved what we did last week.
We do have a main topic,
mainly
and
because I had a blast with it.
We got some good feedback, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm going to pick up with the one that we spoke about last week, so people can kind of catch back up a little bit here.
Yeah, catch back up.
So this is a really good one. This is actually from Simon Sinek, and I highly recommend everything from Simon Sinek. This guy.
So what we're doing What
So
we're
there's
doing
a
is
sto-
we are looking at online sales and market, I think mainly sales, mainly focused around sales, help, and people that are trying, basically a lot of them trying to sell you something and get you to buy in. And we're reviewing them saying, all right, is this good advice, or is this person a, well, loser? So
Right.
that's what we're
And
going on.
And since we do actually have one of, I'm not even kissing ass right now, literally one of the best salespeople in the world on this show right now. I'm not talking about myself. He's genuinely, and I hate to admit when David's right, but this guy is, people who know me know that I hate when David's actually really right. But this guy is seriously, he's one of the best salespeople you'll ever meet in your entire life.
Yeah.
He catches you off guard and he gets you to buy things before you even realize that you needed it or wanted it.
Like,
He's
wait a
like,
minute.
you're already
What?
sold.
What? Yeah.
So it's
Yeah. Have you seen how hot my wife is? Yeah,
oh
I'm
man.
good.
Every time I see his wife, I'm like, I tell her, I'm like, you could have done so much better.
Oh, yeah. I'm that awesome. I'm that awesome right there.
But then she immediately comes back and says, "No, David's incredible," and
Yeah.
they're made for each other.
And she ain't
Anyway,
wrong. And she ain't wrong.
she's
All right.
you did
Lucky
well for
lady.
yourself, David. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
Here we go. Simon Sinek.
All right.
We talked about this
Simon
last week, but I want to catch up because this is a great video. I think people need
And I
to see
remember
this
this
again.
being, I remember him being pretty solid. So let's go.
The story about a shoe salesman in Los Angeles in the 1950s. I can't
Oh
remember
yeah,
his name,
the two, but
he was
not three.
He's
Yeah.
a very successful entrepreneur who owned a whole bunch of women's shoe stores.
Yeah.
And a journalist asked him, "What's your secret?" And he said, 2, not 3. And they're like, "What do you mean?" He goes, if a woman comes into my store, I'll bring her a pair of shoes. She'll try them on. And she'll say, "Could I see that pair, please?" And I'll bring her a second pair of shoes. And she said, "Could I also see that pair, please?" And he'll say, "Which one would you like me to take away?"
Oh.
Because what he found
Wow.
is when they had a choice of 3, they bought none. And when they had a choice of 2, they bought 1.
Ah, I love that.
Right? 2, not 3. And too much choice is overwhelming. I've got all these options on the table. Pick, I mean, it doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah,
right?
no, I know what you mean.
And what I'll start doing is I'll start pairing them off. I'll be like, okay, between these 2, okay, get rid of that one. Okay, between these 2, okay, get rid of that one. Between these 2, and the choices become really easy. And then I get to the final 2, I'm like, oh, it's obvious, it's that one. So there's a story about
All right. So
Yeah.
again,
Good
to
stuff.
reiterate a little bit, it's not only the idea that too many choices. It does sort of something to your brain, sort of like analysis paralysis, where there's just too much.
Yeah, I would say
information.
we've talked about analysis paralysis on the show a couple times.
Yeah, and you're like, it's. I got to think about it. I'll come back. In the meantime, they've
Mhm.
forgotten why they were interested in the first place, and they never come back. But there's something else interesting happening here, and I mentioned this last week. My current wife and I have this thing about, when there's something that you want, right? You need to ask yourself, not just if you want it, but if you don't buy it, are you going to regret not buying it? Because that's what it's
Mhm.
more about. It's not necessarily wanting it. It's later on, are you going to regret not having it? If the answer is, probably not, don't buy it. But if it's like, yeah, you know what? I'm totally going to regret that. You got to buy it. That's the rule. The same thing is happening here, only framed in a little different way from what he says. It's the idea that when you have 2 boxes of shoes, and the lady says, all right, I got these 2. I want to see that third pair over there. The shop owner comes back and says, all right, which one of these 2 pairs do you want to put back? And
Which
that
one do you
tells
want
the
me
lady-
to take away?
Right,
Which one do you want me to take away? The phrasing
Yes.
of it's very important there too. Which one do you want me to put back? Yeah, I put it back. Which one do you want me to take away? That's
Right.
That's it. I love it. I meove it. I mean, it's
Because that
not
makes her
Simon.
think-
It's not
that makes her
Simon.
think
It's
of
it's
the yeah.
yeah. It's great. I love it. It's good stuff. All right.
Yeah, his stuff is
So, yeah,
amazing. I love Simon Sinek.
Yeah, recapitulating what we did last week on that, get you guys caught back up, and saying, hey, again, where our voices are the same on that. Last week, it is this week. That's actually a really good tactic. I like it. All right, what we got next?
All right, here we go.
I call it the Louis Vuitton sales technique.
Right.
It's not specific to Louis Vuitton,
Louis
but
Van Hahn.
it was
Oh,
just a
Louis
name I
Vuitton.
picked up.
I thought she said Louis Van Hahn.
Louis Vuitton.
Louis
Louis
Vuitton.
Louis Vuitton.
on.
Louis
One,
Vuitton. All
they
right,
hire
let's go.
attractive sales reps, And two, they train those attractive sales reps to be a little bit dismissive to you when you're in the store. And this is a true thing, because as a client, when you walk in and somebody's not all over you, hey, what are you in here for? What do you want? Blah, blah, did you see this jacket? You almost feel a little bit like you're trying to earn a sales rep's time because you want to prove that you belong in the store. And so what are they doing? Well, it's actually pretty smart, even though I would say that's slightly manipulative. But what they're doing, it's smart, is they know their
Sales and
brand
marketing,
has weight.
it's all manipulative.
And so they know kind of the feeling that they have with the brand, and that they are so, up there and sophisticated. So they make you assign yourself to feel like you deserve to be with the brand. How do they do that? By buying a bag.
Yeah.
So you almost feel like, when a sales rep does come up to you, oh, I promise you I have money, like I am a buyer, and then makes you want to buy more things.
Yeah.
So you know who else used to do this? Is in Tuttle Mall, they were notorious for doing this. Was the Abercrombie and Fitch store. They would specifically hire like ridiculously pretty people, and they would tell them, if you don't see someone who's at least your level, don't even talk to them. Don't approach them. Don't talk to them. If they want to buy something, that's on them. But they specifically tried to keep that sort of mystique of this prettiness. So you have a lot of background in selling high ticket items.
Mhm.
Do you feel like a technique like this actually works, or is worth the time, or do you think it's kind of like manipulative and kind of bullshit? What do you
No,
think?
no. So this is a little different. This was a conversation I had today at dinner with one of my we'll say colleagues. Okay,
Okay.
and so I'm having dinner with one of my colleagues and talk with him over. We're in an area here that we maybe want to add another person. We may want to add another person that sells our stuff, right? But I don't want to call people and say, hey, we're offering a line. I said, I want you to host an open house, a branded open house.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to invite this group, this group, this group, this group, this group, and then this other group is people that would do this stuff but don't have access to it now. So we're going to show them all of this stuff, and they're all going to be here. So instead of me calling 100 places or 50 places or 10, or maybe even the first place will be like, hell yeah, I'm going to have people calling us. They are going to be trying to prove that they belong.
Right.
They are going to be the ones. So we can operate, and this is basically the cutting away the pretty people and the manipulation, cutting away from everything. It allows you to operate from the position of power. You are not the one asking for the sell. They are asking to buy. Mm-hmm. And that is the fundamental difference. I don't disagree with it. It is something. So this, you have to read through what she said, because if you try this tactic at Walmart, you're going to get a lot of pissed off people.
Right. People aren't
if
going
you
to
try
Walmart
this
to be
tactic,
exclusive.
If you try this tactic at Jersey Mike's, you're going to get a lot of pissed off people.
Right.
Okay.
But if you try
so
it at
you
Rolex,
got to read through
at a Rolex dealer, or
exactly
Michael Kors,
exactly.
or
yes, you need to apply this to your business and the demographics that you're going after. I like it. Tread carefully and make sure you actually understand what she is saying. But if you understand, and that, honestly, it was cut away all the fat, it boils down to you operating from the position of power instead of the buyer.
Right.
That's where you want to be. You want to be in the position of power.
But it comes down to your core demographic. You need to understand if your customer is the type of customer who wants that feeling of exclusivity.
Yes.
Because if they're not, then it's wasted. You're going to piss people off. But if
you're going to piss people off, and you're going to shrink. And if you have always been car dealers, I'm sorry, something stuck in my throat. Car dealers, the people that rush out and shake their hands and slip their hair back and do all the things. You get a cigar. I love cigars, but I hate to malign my lovely and delicious and phenomenal cigars. But stick the cigar in their mouth, they slip their hair back, like, I got a deal for you. If you change tactic and you go to this kind of more selective exclusivity method, then you're going to take a dip. You will probably recover as you try to re-elevate, but you're going to take a dip. Now, are you going to be able to sustain that? I'm mean, not sustain, carry that. Are you going to be able to accept
Right.
that?
Yeah, this
Are
is
you
the
going to
kind
be
of
able to
technique.
accept the dip going into the climb?
This
Some
is the
people
type
can't
of,
do
I
it.
said technique.
Sony.
Well, this is the type of tactic that you need to have that willing to walk away attitude.
Yes.
You need to be willing to walk away. You need to be, in fact, you need to sometimes deliberately walk away just to add that to the table. Like, just to have that idea that
Yep.
I don't need you, even if you do.
Yeah. Yeah. We have a T-shirt with Elon Musk on it that says GFY. So if you guys ever need that, do something to look at, let us know. We'll get you a link, and you can buy a
I think that
T-shirt
shop might
with
still be
Elon Musk.
alive somewhere. I completely don't have the
Yeah.
information on it anymore.
We tend to build things out and just kind of hang around out here and there because I mean we're not in this for money.
Right.
All right, so I like this, but just understanding what they're actually saying is a big part of it. All right,
Right.
go
This
ahead.
is not going to work for everybody, but use it carefully. Let's see
Yes.
what else we got here.
So a lot of founders come up with an idea with this kind of thought process. They go, AI is cool. What could I apply AI to? And then they go look for a problem that they could solve with AI. That's a solution in search of a problem. And the reason
That's
that's
corporate
dangerous
America.
is that if you do that, you'll probably find a problem, but it will be a superficially plausible problem. It'll be a made up problem that people don't really care about, rather than a real problem that people actually care about. And if people don't really care about the problem, they won't really care about your solution. So instead, you want to fall in love with a problem. The best way to find a startup idea is to start with a high quality problem. Now, sometimes founders hear this and they decide to interpret that as guidance to work on some like huge societal problem, like, I don't know, global poverty or something. No doubt, those are real problems, but they're too abstract to make good starting points for startup ideas. You need something that's more specific, something that's tractable with a startup. So a lot of founders come up with...
That's important. So
I
David,
like
when
it.
we were at CES,
Oh yes.
you know,
Yes.
there were first of all, AI was in everything. Stuff it didn't even belong in.
Yes.
People think AI, I'm going to shove this in. I'm going to just shoehorn this thing, just with a plunger, shove this AI into something it has no business being in, like a bird feeder or
There
something.
probably was an AI plunger there.
There likely was an AI plunger somewhere there, and it has AI, so it's solving some sort of a problem because AI solves all the problems, or other things at this. So Flashpoint Safety, my company, has been attending different pitch events and different pitch background meetings and stuff like that. And some of these other companies at these pitch events have these giant societal problems they're attacking, and we have an AI solution for this giant societal thing. In the meantime, it's, again, like you said, it's so abstract, it's never going to touch base with anybody. In the meantime, the AI isn't really adding anything to what a person sitting down and actually thinking about it for 5 minutes couldn't do on their own. But it has AI, and it's attacking this giant societal problem. It's the worst of both worlds that he's sort of bringing up here in the two different ways.
Yeah.
I love the idea that he talks about you need to find a problem. And not just a problem, but a problem that people can relate to.
A real intangible and attackable problem.
Right. Like lithium-ion batteries that catch fire for no reason.
They don't catch fire for no reasons. They catch fire because they've been physically abused, thermally or electrically abused, and possibly internally, which would still be a physical abuse of a dendrite. Anyway.
For any actual reasons.
Exactly.
Anyway, I have no critiques. I think everything you said was perfect.
I like it. It's a good base. It's not necessarily sales, but it is for those of you guys out there who are like, hey, I think we've talked about this in the past. Trumpet oil or something like that.
It's kind of all.
What was it? Trumpet oil? Like, I'm going to make a better trumpet oil. Okay, great. You now own the entire global need of trumpet oil. And over the lifetime of a trumpet player, not the lifetime of a trumpet, over the lifetime of a trumpet player, they need about a quarter of a bottle of trumpet oil.
Right, exactly.
Congratulations, you're 100 air.
Exactly. That's it.
I mean,
That's it. So finding a
okay,
niche is it can be difficult. You need to not only find a
yeah,
problem, a problem that large enough people can relate to, that
yep,
is
and it
lucrative
can be
enough to
solved.
actually make it worth making a business. Because if it's only applying to 10 people in the entire world, unless those 10 people are planning on spending $1 million each, at least $50,000 each, you're out of luck. You need to find something
Yeah,
that you can build a business out of.
yeah. I mean, if unless you were, what, I'm not going to say that. I might actually get killed if I said that. No, we're going to leave that joke off to the side and move on to the next one.
I don't know where you're going with that, but that's might be a different conversation. All right, here's more Simon Sinek. Let's see what he has to say.
Recently, how do I, I want to ask my boss for a raise. How do I do it? And I said, the problem, the way most people ask for a raise is like, I want a 20% raise. I did my research, and my job, the average salary on my job, is X.
My friend gets paid X.
My friend gets paid X. I know somebody who I work with.
Yeah.
I'm doing the same work as them, so I want to be compensated equally, and I want a 20% raise, right? And so they're positioning the question that leaves the employer no choice but to say yes or no, right? And even if it's, I can help you get that, but this is how it's going to be.
How do I get
like,
to this?
you're going to have certain targets. It still comes across as a no, right? Because the request was binary, right? And so the advice that I gave to this person was, stop thinking of your job as an event and think of your job as a career. Think of your job as a continuum, and go to your boss in the middle of this continuum. I've worked here for 2.5 years. I've been here through high times and low times. I'm loyal, and my aspiration is to stay here and grow with the organization. Can you help me figure out a
2.5 years is
path
not loyal.
that gets me to this salary? It's not a yes or no now. Now it's like, absolutely I can. I can give it to you today.
Yeah.
No path necessary.
Nice.
Or, absolutely I can. We're going to set some target goals that I want you to hit. And if you can hit them, then you'll absolutely work to that salary. But again, it's allowing for conversation, and it's allowing somebody to recognize that you view your own career with the organization as a continuum, that I've been here and I want to continue to be here. So can you invest in me? Can you take a bet on me rather than meet my demands? Somebody asked me recently, how do I,
All right. So first, I said this is not all of these are sales, but we can relate this
Yeah,
directly
okay.
back to sales.
Yeah, I like this guy's. I like it so far. I mean, I've only seen 2 of these guys' content, but I like them. It's a good path. It took a lot of words to say, how do I get there? In sales, close-end questions are bad. Even with my group of people, there's a lot of, hey, I want this presentation, and still a lot of painful stuff where people are reading the presentation. At the end of the presentation, there's always a question. And what's that question? The question is always, are there any questions?
Yeah,
And
that's all, everybody ends with that.
yeah, I don't end with that. So I tell people up front, I'm very much like, I hate presentations. I don't want to lecture to you. I want to have a conversation with you, because having a conversation is far more valuable than you sitting here listening to me lecture you. We're going to get through this. We're going to walk through my presentation. We are going to get through it. But I want you to interact out, because the more you interact with me, the more it lets me know, hey, you're engaged. And the more questions you ask, the more answers you are going to get. Yeah. So let's start having the conversation. And that is a more abstract way of doing it. And it's not this is what I'm going to say. I'm going to talk to you and you've heard me, I can talk for an hour with 3 breaths. 3 breaths.
I've heard it.
I can go through an hour, and at the end of it, if I just stopped and said, are there any questions? Well, do you have any questions about 60 minutes? Actually, 60 minutes is shortening me up. It's usually about 90. In this stuff I lectured to you about for 90 minutes, do you have any questions about any word that I spoke in the last 90 minutes? That's insane. You know what everybody's going to say? No. You put them in a binary situation. Yes, I have a question, or no, I don't have a question. Right. It's much easier for them to sit there and be quiet and say no, as opposed to having a conversation through that, and you're walking them on a journey. You go in and ask for a raise. You don't ask for a raise like, hey, I need to get a raise. hey, you can say I need to get a raise, but what I'd really like to do is this is where I want to be. This is where I'm going to mark success, and I want to know if we can create a path to get there.
Right.
And that you're going to get a lot better response from that, because especially if you work in a big corporation, sometimes there's no magic wand at the beginning. They just say, whoosh, here you go. Sometimes you have to put in that roadmap to get where you want to be.
Right. And, even asking for a raise, that's a type of sales. That's how this relates back to sales. You don't give the binary of yes, no, because chances are there's not a direct, in most cases, throughout most of the year, most organizations, the boss can't just hand you a raise. They can't just throw more money at you. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
So the binary is always going to be no. However, if you can then make it an initiative of the person in charge, your boss, to say, "Hey, let's work towards that."
It's par for the course. Hold on a second, Wes. It's par for the course. I want you to keep talking, but I got somebody calling me now.
See, it happens. So they're gonna help to find a way to help to get you that raise. Now it's not just a, "Hey, give me a raise or not, yes or no." Now it's you're putting it on your boss to say, "Hey, you know what? Help us together find a roadmap to get to this end goal, which is the raise." So in that case, you're not just, it's not a binary, it's a combined effort between you and your boss. And now they're actually going to help work towards that same end that you actually want to get to. It's a challenge for them that they're taking part in. And since they're taking part in it, when it comes time, when that time of year comes, when they can say bonus here, raise here, they're more likely to say, "Hey, you know what? I was working with West on this initiative. He hit most of these goals. He's worked really hard. I can see it. And we had this conversation. You know what? Since I was working on this as well, he deserves a raise." He's going to feel that it reflects well on him as well as you, right? So that's how you relate this back to sales. You can do the same thing with a customer or potential customer. You don't just give them a binary, you give them a roadmap that they can justify to themselves why they might want to buy your product or why they might want to subscribe to your service. So David has completely left the show. Nope, he's off the phone. There he is. And yeah, I think we're
Sorry.
on the same page.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you just said.
Most people do. All right. Let's
No, my coworker put all of his chargers for his phone. He left it tucked in the back of his airplane seat. So he was like, "Hey, can I take your rental?" Yeah, "Can I take your rental down? Because there's a Target right down here." So he's like, "Can I take your car?" I said, "Yeah, just be careful in the car."
I've done that before. We've all been there. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
How do you get a stranger to trust you? Like, give us the Ryan Serhant secrets to sales.
The number one thing to get a stranger to trust you is people don't trust yes men or yes women. They do trust when you pull things away or you say no. Like, I flew with a billionaire to Palm Beach when COVID started. Says his budget is 20 to 30 million. And I hadn't really done real estate in Palm Beach yet at that time. And so the first house I could get him into was asking $140 million. And he asked me why I brought him there. I got really nervous, pit in my stomach. I'm sorry, I shouldn't do this. And he said, "It's amazing, I want it." But he doesn't trust me, barely knows me. The way to not get trust is to say, "Awesome, great. I knew you were going to love it. This house is beautiful. It has an aquarium for human beings. It's the most expensive home ever sold in the history of Florida. Let's go do it." No trust. So the first thing I did is I said, "No, I'm sorry I took you here. It's far outside your budget. We're going to leave. Let's leave. We'll talk about it in the car." Took him to another house, $53 million, projectile vomits in the lobby. Go to another house, $30 million, won't get out of the car, sorry. Because what I showed him through my wow moment with the first deal was just too perfect. And the trust was built there because I was willing to walk away and I was willing to not do the deal. Wealthy people, their number one asset is their time. So they're going to be moving way faster than you are most of the times. The number one thing to do is just to pull. Let's not do it. I don't want to do the deal. It makes me uncomfortable. I don't want you to hate me. Let's not do it. Let me show you something else. And then you make it their idea to move forward.
How do you get a stranger?
That's it. You need that walk away energy. What do you think? You're shaking your head.
There's parts. Here's the problem with this is parts of it are good.
Okay.
Parts of it, the understanding who your customer is very important. We've talked about it quite a bit on the show. Taking somebody to something that's 3 times their the problem I have with his speech here
Okay.
was he's talking about trust.
Sure.
There is no effing way I'm going to trust anybody who takes me to something. I said, I've got a $50 million budget, and you take me to something that's $150 million.
Right, exactly.
Like, wait a minute. Did you not understand? I said I had a budget of this. You can take me in here, and now, let's say I want to make this sell this $150 million home. While you take me to a place that's 35, 40, 57, just slightly over my budget, $57 million. And then you say, while we were there, hey, there's a spot up the road that is gorgeous, outside the budget, but I want to go through. Make it about you. I want to go through this. Do you want to go along with me? That's a much better way to. And I'm not talking about his sales tactics about, hey, taking stuff away, being willing to walk away. I'm talking about that. I'm talking about his whole thing where it's like, there's no trust. There's no effing way I would trust this guy. Not a chance. Not a chance.
So you don't
Doing
think
something
there's
like
something
me,
about showing like
that
a wow moment up front, and then showing him things that are lesser afterwards, in the hopes
$57 million. That's $7 million over top of my budget. That's $7 million over top of my budget.
Well, so let's go back down. Let's lower that percentage down. So thousands. Let's say instead of $50,000, he takes you to a $150,000 place.
Okay.
Or shows you a $150,000 item.
That's
wildly outside of your budget.
Yeah, well, that's not my budget.
Probably done his
that
homework
should not be
customer.
first.
He's probably done his homework on his customer. He probably knows his customer could afford it, just doesn't want to. Right? Like,
all right.
say I'm selling watches,
so
and I say
I'm looking at just does that build trust? That's what I'm getting back to. Are there sales tactics for this? Yes, there are some benefits for this, but you cannot tie
sales tactic.
It's a sleazy sales tactic,
yeah,
very sleazy sales tactic.
Okay.
And the one thing it does not do is build trust.
So to you,
I get people who talk to me. He's a used car salesman, and realtors. I know realtors. I got realtors in my family. I love them to death. Realtors aren't salespeople. Let's foremost throw that up there. Realtors aren't salespeople. You know why realtors want your house to be agreeable gray or tangible tan? Because they don't know how to sell. They don't know how to sell. They have no idea how to really capture the essence of sales. Yeah. They say, and I've dealt with this when I was looking to buy a home over in Albany, New York, in that capital area. My real estate agents, plural, I had 3 of them over there, and all they knew were like, well, just raise your bid. Raise your bid. I'm like, why are you sending me things that say this is the price, and then you're telling me I got to go almost double my original, what the list price is? Why are you not setting it? Why do you not understand your market? Why do you not understand who your customer is and what I'm doing? Why are you making me jump through all the hoops? You're not a salesperson. You know what? I'm done.
Right.
That's why I ended up throwing my hands up and walking away from over there, because while they were amazing, beautiful, nice people, really were, they were dumb as rocks when it came to sales.
Okay. So you do not recommend this?
I do not recommend this if your goal is to build trust.
Okay. Fair enough.
Put me in a room with this guy and let us walk out with a room full of multi-million or billionaire clients.
Yeah.
A couple people are going to do business with this guy, but everybody in that room is going to trust me.
Okay. I totally believe you. We're on the same page. There we go.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Here comes the next
good. There are some really good tactics there. There are some really good things. There's a lot of lessons to be learned in there, but not through the lens of trust.
Good to know. All right. So this next guy, I have to preface this. I forget something Hormozy. I forget his first name. Something Hormozy. He wears this like.
It looks like Peter Dinklage in a costume.
So first of all, he's roided out. This guy's like super buff because he claims he's natural. I don't know. He wears this
like
nasal
me.
strip
Okay.
I don't think he needs the nasal strip. I think he does it specifically so people remember him as the nasal strip guy, which is super weird. But his business advice isn't all bad. So let's see what he has to say.
It's a peacock. It's the peacock approach. Something
That's
memorable.
it.
Okay.
People remember it.
So the perfect salesman says nothing and only asks questions because there's nothing to disagree
Why?
with. And fundamentally, they're going to believe way more of what they say than what you say. So you want them to say it, not you.
That is true.
And so you clarify where they're there. C. L is label them with a problem that you can solve. So it's like, okay, so it sounds like you were here, you responded to my ad, you DM me thing, or you whatever because of this reason. Is that right? Right. So you get confirmation on the problem, which is L. Then you O, which is overview past experiences or past pain. So it's like, what have you done so far to try and solve this? And this is important because motivation is the equal opposite of deprivation. So the more deprived someone is of something, the more motivated they are to solve it. And so like if you haven't eaten in an hour, you're probably not that motivated. If you haven't eaten in 2 days, you're very motivated. You want to find what they're deprived of and then try to increase that deprivation in the conversation, basically make them more aware of the deprivation, the things that they don't have, right? Then once we have
highlight the pain point,
enough deprivation that it's very clear, it's like, okay, this is why you're here. You agreed with, this is the problem that you want to solve. You've tried all these things and it hasn't worked for you. I can imagine how frustrating that would be. S, which is then you sell. So the perfect salesman says nothing.
So like I said, I hate the nasal strip, but he has good advice. What do you think?
All in all, not terrible. All in all, not bad. There are people on this that have done, on what we've looked at in the last 2 weeks, that have done much, much worse. All in all, it's not terrible. There's a little more scripting, even in this interview that he's doing right here. There's a lot more scripting. And if I'm dealing with a person that is doing this, I'm going to struggle because I'm going to make them go off script because I need to understand what they actually think, not what they prepared.
Right.
Like, what do you actually know? What can you actually do?
And that's the thing. I have a feeling
Life doesn't run by a script.
I don't think this guy could go off script. I think if you caught this guy off, like just off the cuff, I feel like you could talk circles around him in a minute.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I'm built for that. So my mind is
this guy's supposed to be also
so scrambled. This guy, my brain is so scrambled that that allows me to walk into a lot of situations and just be able to be like, all right, let's. What are we here for? And let's go. But for me, and this is just for me, what he's saying is good. A little too scripted for my opinion. And I sat in corporate America day in and day out, and I listen to people that literally they have their 4 or 5 words, and I know that when this person starts talking, that I'm about to hear these 4 or 5 words. They're going to jumble the order. They're going to do this, that, and the other. But it's going to. I'm getting these 5 words, and then in this context, and it's the same every time because they don't laugh at your jokes. They can't find things funny. They just run program, right? And what he's saying is not wrong. It's a little too robotic.
Right. It's a little NPC. So
yeah.
And the interesting thing is, in something I've noticed about you, and so the title of this is Why Talking Less Will Lead to More Closed Sales. And this does remind me of you, which is one of the reasons I picked it.
Because I never shut up.
It's not that you don't shut up. It's the fact that when you speak about, especially in like a sales pitch or a client presentation, you're not rushing to get through the information. You're not in a hurry to spit out as many words as possible, as quickly as possible. It's because you actually know the subject matter. Like in your soul, you know the subject matter so deeply and so vibrantly that you can take your time and explain things. You can take your time to breathe. I'm not joking.
Yeah.
I've literally been in pitch meetings where I've forgotten to breathe and I have to stop for a second and be like, okay, and take a breath because I'm trying to spit out these words so quickly. You don't do that because you understand the subject matter on a different level. So you are comfortable going off the cuff and off script.
Yeah.
And you can speak on that level. So for you, even if you had to, speak significantly less, you can say so much more because you understand the subject matter. So anybody, no matter what area you're in sales and marketing, anything, if you know your subject matter that deeply, you can absolutely speak so much less and make so many more sales because you have that expertise. Does that sound right? Or am I speaking out of my
It
ass?
does. No, it does. And I don't want to take away from this. And because and as you were talking, I was sitting there thinking, we made a comment last week about you being you. Don't try to be me. Don't try to emulate me. You be you. If this works for this guy, I don't know what's his name here. Biz Insider.
Something Hormozy, like Ryan Hormozy, something like that.
Right. Okay. So Peter Dinklage lookalike contest winner.
Roided out Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, roided out Peter Dinklage there. I'm sitting here picking at his delivery and things, but you know what? If it works for him, I don't want him to be more like me. I want him to be more him. So good job. The advice was really good. You know, the biggest thing is, you know, people believe things that they say much more than what you say. So if you can get them to say it, that is a very, very, very powerful tool. You know, my wife is a travel agent, a smoking hot travel agent. But you know, for her, I would say, from that perspective, is getting someone to say, "Oh, it would be so much easier if you handled all that. I don't have to handle all that." Instead of her saying, "You know what? You don't have to worry about any of that. We do it." It's the same words. It's the same meanings. But if you get the other party to say that, you're going to win. And this guy, and that's really the essence of what this guy was getting to. And so, big thumbs up. Thumbs up. I don't want to pick on this guy just because this is one of the things we all fall into it, and I just did right here live. It's on the internet forever. Our AI overlords will know this. I just picked on a person doing exactly what I said don't do last week, right? I did, but luckily for I have no problem being wrong and saying, you know what, I made a mistake. This guy doesn't need to be me; he needs to be him. And he's clearly successful because he's got a little clip on the internet. So that's good job for him.
This guy's a multi-millionaire because he sells online courses. So
online
he
courses.
makes a lot of money with these clips.
Hey, if you want to make some more and give me a cut, I'll happily take a cut of stuff and give you some new perspective.
Dave,
all right, click the next.
Have I been telling you that you need to start doing online courses for
your industry? You have been telling me for years that I need to have some online courses. Yes.
Put a little nasal strip on there, and I'm telling you, you got to.
Yeah, an eye patch. Just get myself an eye patch.
Exactly. He'll be that guy. All right, we got another one from this guy. By the way, David, I have as many of these as you want to go through. It's already 11 o'clock, so feel free to cut us off whenever you want. We can go.
We'll go through a couple more of them. We'll go through a couple more of them, and we'll call it a night.
There we go. All right, hey, one more from this guy here.
Usually you're appropriately priced when 7 out of 10 people are saying no. That's like about the appropriate price. So if you have if I see a business and they're doing 80% close rates, as in 80% of the people they talk to say yes, they usually have a double or triple in pricing just sitting there. If they're at 60% close rates, they usually have a 1.5 to 2x price increase that's sitting there. If they're at 40 to 50, they've got a 50% price raise in there. And if they're right at that 30-ish, 35%, then they're usually appropriately priced. And if they're at 20, they just need to learn how to sell better. I say this because usually in the beginning of entrepreneurship, you're so afraid of hearing no, but the reality of it is that you need to be hearing no more than you hear yes to know that you're being appropriately priced. Usually you're appropriately priced when...
I see you shaking your head. I see some head shakes.
I'm sorry if you it's called the price equilibrium, right? That's right. what you want out of it.
Okay, you don't know his ratios of sales to no sales. What's your ratio?
I want a 80+% close rate. I want an 80% plus close rate, but not because my price is so cheap that everybody's buying it. Because anybody who works with me knows I am the absolute hammer when it comes to asking for discounts. I'm like, why do you need a discount? Are you kidding me? Well, we're 20% or 15% or 10% or 5% higher than our nearest competition. I'm like, so why didn't you position it better? Why didn't you do the back end work? Why didn't you do these things? We're
It's
a
true.
premium product. We should be fetching a premium price.
So you don't
Nobody
believe in
else on the
discounts.
planet can get me.
You don't believe in
So
discounts.
I'm not a big fan.
But you're also not a fan of a race to the bottom.
Exactly.
So how do you justify?
I'm not a fan
Better
of
sales?
discounts, so I'm not going to discount that. I want to know my target market. I want to know who my target audience is.
Mhm.
I want a very clear, defined customer avatar. And by targeting that customer, I don't have to be into a rush to the bottom, and I don't have to sustain margin leakage via discount requests. So both of those play into the same bucket. And if you have your customer avatar, your customer profile, whichever moniker you want to put on that, defined properly, your win rate should be high. If I have somebody that's swinging a 30% win rate, we're going to have words.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of words. Actually, not a lot of words. It's going to be a very short and very poignant conversation. 30% is unacceptable.
Yep.
30% win rate is absolutely unacceptable. In open, like, let's say I'm trying to sell vacuum cleaners, all right? Because I actually do take that moniker from time to time, and be like, "What, David? What do you do?" Like, I'm a traveling vacuum salesman. But if I were, I would know what my vacuum is. I would probably bump the price up on it a little bit, and then I would hone down in on that target audience that I want, that's going to buy my product at that higher margin. So I'm going to make more money per unit per time. That way I can sell less units. If I can still sell less units and make all the revenue numbers, I can make the revenue numbers and exceed the margin numbers.
So I think I see a philosophical difference here. So this guy's saying cast a wide net with a lower sales ratio.
Spray and pray.
Spray and pray. Yours is understand your target audience, have a smaller net, close more within that smaller audience.
So I used to coach football with the young kids, right?
Yeah.
Third, fourth graders, maybe a couple of fifth graders here and there, but it was really the introduction to tackle football.
Mm-hmm.
And the first year I was out there, it was like, yeah, we're gonna, football is an aggressive sport. And I started thinking about it. The more I thought about it, I was like, that's not what I want to teach. That's not how I want to go about this. It's like, because if you just have raw aggression, there's somebody that's going to beat you every single time.
There's always somebody more aggressive.
It's not aggressive. It's intensity. It's intensity.
There's always a bigger fish, regardless.
Aggression is this broad. I'm just going to go out, right? Odds are you're going to get yourself hurt. You're going to lose the sale, or you got the machine gun to spray and pray things. You're just all over the place. You just put a bunch of bullets in there and hope it hits something. Yosemite Sam, right? But then there's intensity. That is somebody who's laser focused. That is saying, I've narrowed down. That's your customer avatar saying, I know who I'm speaking to. And if I see a person that's all huff and puff, I'm going to take my most intense person, my most focused person, and I'm going to put them, and we're going to exploit that person's aggression so badly. And I proved it over and over and over. So my first year, I was all right, football is a game of aggression. And, I corrected it towards the end of the year. Every year after that, football is a game of intensity.
Mm-hmm.
And when you see a person that's being aggressive, that is out of control, well, we're going to exploit that with intensity, with very focused, with very clear, because we know what we're going to do. And they're just going to bring, ape-like power into the mix and just hope they hit something. Well,
sure,
I'll beat you every single day if you do that. And that's what we taught. Now, I didn't care about wins and losses. I just cared about individual wins for the kids. Like, hey, you did a great block. You learned that block we worked on all week. Hey, that 3-step drop is finally looking like a 3-step and not a 5. Things like that. Yes, there is a fundamental difference between what he is saying, casting a wide net and hoping for some fish, or, hey, turn the damn fish finder on and go fish where the fish are.
Right. If you have the data, use the data. Understand it. Understand your customer. And if you don't know who your customer is, you have more homework to do. You're not ready.
Yeah. Now, if you have to spray and pray while you're getting that data, all right, but that's not your end all. That's not your goal. All right.
Exactly. Here we go.
Yeah. So
90%
the first time
of
the guy was
influence
smart,
is
the second guy was
weaponizing.
like,
What was that?
I said the first one the guy had out there, roided up Peter Dinklage, was fairly good. The second one, nah. That's
Right.
there's
This
fundamental
guy
difference
puts
in
out
ideology
a lot
there.
of content, and like you said, spray and pray. He puts out a lot of content. Some's
Yeah.
gonna be good, some's not gonna be so good.
Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's shit.
90% of influence is weaponizing cognitive dissonance. I get you to agree to a little piece of identity, and I guarantee your behavior in the future. And the moment I get you to agree to a little piece of identity, I can increase the chances by like 90%. You're going to agree to this next little small piece. So if I walked in here and I was like, dude, I got a question for you. Have you always been this open with other people, or is this something you had to work on? The moment you answered that question, you have now made an agreement to act a certain way with me.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And you've also made an agreement that most people are not.
Interesting.
Or I don't even have to talk about your identity. I can get you to agree that most people live in these prisons of worrying about what people think. They live in these prisons of self-doubt.
I see.
And they're like, yeah. And the moment I get you to agree that that's those other people, I'm covertly getting you to agree to behave a certain way in this conversation.
Yeah. We call this the Jedi mind fuck method.
So how do you use this? Do you use anything that he's talking about here? Where you get them to agree to something small, so they'll agree to something bigger later. That's essentially what it's breaking down to, right?
I call it the yes path. Like you get them to agree yes on something small, then you walk them up to the yes that you want. It's dangerous. It's dangerous because yes, it can work.
If you know
it's not a little manipulative. It is extremely manipulative. But I just for me, again, I don't want everybody to be me, but for me, I tend to just be more genuinely interested in the people I deal with on a daily basis. And that gives me that trust.
And that actual trust, though, because you build
actual trust.
Yes.
And built an actual relationship that is a trustworthy relationship.
And that's the thing. I've met customers that you deal with, and they genuinely actually do trust you. They contact you about things that are related to the sale you just dealt with. They contact you about things not related because they trust your opinion. Like it's actual trust. I've seen it firsthand.
There's a client that's out in Central Ohio that I helped them with other things in the fire protection world. They were having this huge multi-million-dollar charitable fundraising event over at Port Columbus back before we called it John Glenn, and they had these fake ficus trees that had came in, and the fire department wanted them to be fireproofed. Now I don't do that.
Right.
I have no idea. I've never touched that stuff before. I don't know what are you talking about? How do I fireproof a fake ficus tree?
I don't know.
Yeah. So the guy calls me. He goes, David, you could say no to this if you want, or if you're not the guy. But here's what we got. And I was like, give me 15 minutes. I got online. I learned what I needed to know about fireproofing fake ficus trees. Called him back. I was like, yeah, I got this. Here's the price it's going to cost you. He's like, don't care. Get it done.
Wow. Nice.
Okay. Guy gave me 15 minutes to learn everything I needed to know about fireproofing fake ficus trees. And I went as far as, having specific leaves pulled off of after it was fireproofed, having leaves pulled off of it and put in binders for the tree number that it came from as proof that that tree had actually been fireproofed. Sure. And we kept a record of the whole thing. So, I mean, it was down to the T. We had it. But that was a customer that, because I didn't try to play Jedi mind tricks on them. And this is a dangerous one. Can you do this? Yes. There are ways that you can apply this that's not quite so Jedi mind trick-ish on them and feel where some customers will feel violated. Like, wait a minute, why did they really just manipulated it? That's not trust.
Right.
So tread with caution on this one. Tread with caution. Can it work? Yes. Be careful.
So I picked
You
this
need to
for a
make a
couple.
personal decision of when
Yeah.
to use this.
So I picked this
Go
for a
ahead.
couple
Sorry.
reasons. Number one, I immediately don't trust this guy because he's a guy older than me wearing skinny jeans. No,
Oh,
just immediately no. If you see an old dude
yeah.
wearing skinny jeans, just walk away. It doesn't matter who they are. Walk away. Secondly, what he's saying actually kind of reminds me of.
He's probably a professional cornhole player.
Meaning he's going to shoot you halfway down the road. All right, so the what he said actually kind of reminds me of something Ben Franklin said. And this is a terrible paraphrase, by the way. I'm just going to go into what the meaning of what Ben Franklin said, not the actual quote, because I don't remember the actual quote, but I remember the meaning behind it. The idea that if you want somebody to trust you, get them to do you a small favor ahead of time. So, for instance, if you want your neighbor, you move into a neighborhood, you want your new neighbor to trust you, or you have a neighbor who hates you, but you want them to like you, go borrow something from them. Go borrow a shovel. Go borrow a ladder. What this does is it gets them to agree to something small. And now, even though you borrowed something from them, you give it back, you have this sort of rapport to where they now oblige to your requests. It's very manipulative. But this actually is all the way from back Ben Franklin's day. Ben Franklin said this.
Well, Ben Franklin was a player. So let's make sure we got that. He that has once done you a kindness will be more ready to do you another than he whom you yourself have obliged.
Yes.
So
yes,
let's say I've done a favor for you.
Directly, but yes.
Yeah, that was a tough one, but I had it ready there when you got it was like, oh, I sadly actually have some of this kind of stuff bookmarked. Let me just pop over to it real quick. I've been working on this little. Hey, this is the first real tangent of the night. The George Washington Rules of Civility.
Mm-hmm.
Great little book. It's a free book. If you go to the George Washington Masonic Memorial in Alexandria, Virginia, you can go there, get this book. It's free. And I've been looking at it going, you know what? It might be time to bring that up to date.
Dust that off, man.
And the David Leffingwell's Rules of Civility, based upon George Washington's Rules of Civility. I don't know what it'll be. Or it'll probably just be George Washington's Rules of Civility for the 21st century. The 21st and a half century, or something like that. I don't know. But something to kind of bring that up to date. Anyway, but I've been talking about this. And basically what it says is like, hey, I may have done you a favor, but if I've done you a favor, you're not as likely to do me a favor as if you've already done me a favor. Something small, you do something bigger. Or you could take the House approach, the TV show House with Hugh Laurie in it, where he kept borrowing money from his friend there, just increasing amounts. He didn't really need it. He kept paying it back, but just kind of see how long. And then he ended up buying a motorcycle. So
funny.
The moral of the story is go buy a motorcycle.
Good moral of the story.
Yes.
But
be careful with this one.
I was not going to quote Ben Franklin directly. I don't remember that quote directly, but I remember the meaning behind it. So that's where they came from.
Yes. Yeah.
But anyway, if you can get
be
somebody to
careful
agree
with
to something small, they will agree to something bigger later. That's essentially what it breaks down to. All right. Let's get some more here. Let's see what this lady has to say.
Overcoming 6 sales objections in 60 seconds.
Let's do it.
Starting now. You know what? I think I need more time.
Do you need time or information? Because right now we have 60 seconds of intentional time, and I've got all the information in order to make the decision.
Oh, yeah. I'm getting up and walking the fuck off right now.
Right. These are two ladies. These are two ladies. So remember my weird little rant about people who are pretty and have never been told no in their entire life? And you said,
I'm out.
You mentioned, I forget what you said. It's something more telling about me than it was about them. This is what I'm talking about. These two ladies have never been told no in their life because they're pretty.
You call that pretty? Nah.
In general.
I mean, they're not working, I wasn't really paying.
They're not working night shift at Walmart. I'm just saying.
No, my guy was like, hey, he's back. He's got my keys. He wants to drop off at the door. So I wasn't really paying attention as far as looking. I just heard the words. Somebody comes in with that attitude, get the F out of my business. Get out of here. I don't care what you have. I'm going to your competition. I'm going to tell them I'm going to in with my cards up, face up. I'm saying all I want to do is hose that lady,
All right.
hose that guy,
Exactly.
hose that company.
Exactly. I would feel the same way.
Let's go.
So
Don't
that-
walk
so
in. Don't walk in with that attitude. Get out
This
of
is
here.
all about overcoming 6 sales objections in 60 seconds. The first objection, you would immediately walk out. You're done.
You're done. The first time that they try to, the first time, like, well, we've only got 60 seconds. I've got all the answers, and we've got a limited time. Get out of here. Go. You're wasting my time. My time is extremely valuable to me. Goodbye. Dude,
Right.
this is a terrible. Do not do this.
Anybody
Do not
who's
do
ever
this.
dealt with people who actually have money, like not like people with actual fuck you money, which I hope to be at one day. If you've ever dealt with somebody who actually has fuck you money and you play the time game with them, their time is worth infinitely more than your time. They will walk away. All right.
Yeah,
let's hear
I
the
do this a
next-
lot.
Let's hear the next
I
one.
do this
See
a
if
lot because I deal with people, car sales. I've tried to help my son buy cars and things like that, and I've had the car salesman kind of jerk around. I'm like, I'm sorry, this is my weekend hours, and you don't even want to know what my hourly rate would be. And I don't tell them that. I'm not a douche, okay? Don't be a dick, right?
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say it to him. I'm just like, bah, we're out. We're moving on. I've got no time for your games. Don't play games with me. And that's a game. All right, go on to the next one.
Let's hear the next one.
Well, I think it's just a little too expensive.
The price or the cost. The price is what you pay today. The cost is what you pay in the long run by not solving this problem.
This one actually has some value because you and I have talked about price versus cost.
Yes.
For
And
instance,
I boil
flashpoint
everything
safety
down.
systems, a lot of people have said, hey, our prices for our first couple, some of the prices of our units are a little high. And then I come back to like, all right, what's the cost of not acting? What can it potentially cost you later? There's something to be said. Yeah, that's the next one.
Absolutely, I agree 100% with you. I'm gonna add 2 words. Well, more than 2 words. I'm gonna add the words that I just added to this ad, and then I'm gonna add some more words to explain that I'm only adding these words because the thing that I look at, and now here comes the 2 words: opportunity cost.
Okay, there you go. That's it. Opportunity cost.
That's it.
That's good.
And that really boils down your cost and price. Opportunity cost. That's it.
I just want to point out that I like the Will Smith gif in the comments here next to it.
Yeah. I don't know what's happening there. I don't know what that person's keep my wife's. So I'm hoping there's something else here that comes up and makes it relevant. But all right, play number 3.
This is a very anti-alopecia video here, apparently. All right.
I don't know who
But,
that is.
I tried something similar in the past and it didn't work.
Are you married?
Yes.
Okay. Did you go on a couple dates with other people that it didn't work out before in order to find
Out.
the right one?
Yes.
Out.
Awesome. So now you know a little
Don't be
bit
a
about what you
smartass.
like and what you don't like in order to find the right solution.
You're out.
Don't be a smart ass. Don't be a smart ass. Get on my
Don't
get
bring
on
my
my
personal
office.
life into this. We're talking business here.
Yeah. Get your pound sand. You have built zero relationship with me. You have zero connection with me. You're being a snooty little person.
It's
and
very used car
I'm out.
salesman here. It's very used.
This is so she's going to do very good selling cars.
Yes.
Yeah. The moment that the ponytail doesn't work for anymore. Yeah.
I mean, are you
save your
getting my
money,
weird
lady?
little rant from last week that you made fun of me for?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm not making fun of you, but I've thrown these people out twice so far. Let's see if they can come back.
All right.
So I didn't find the right solution and now this one could be it. Okay.
Exactly.
But I saw a bad review for your offer.
How many bad reviews were on that website? Maybe like 4, 5, 6?
I think I only saw 2.
2. Okay. Well, we have 4,000 people in the program. So 2 out of 4,000 is like 0.0001% of a negative success rate, which I think is actually pretty good.
Throw her out.
Throw her out. You done?
Goodbye. Throw her out. Don't care.
What would be
don't,
your
don't,
response
again,
to 2 bad reviews?
2 bad reviews? Can't please everybody. Like
That's a
I'd
much
like
better
to-
response. Look, you can't please everybody.
Yeah. I mean, you can't please everybody. I'd like to look at those. I'd like to look at those. I don't know what the problems are on those, but let's see what those issues are. Bring them up. Do you have them with you? Can we pull it up?
Yeah,
Let's take a
pull it up
look.
right now.
Let's see if
talk about
let's see if it's something we identified and addressed.
Yeah.
Anything other than, well, we put a lot of fake 4-star reviews or 5-star reviews out there, so that our 1-star reviews only look like 0.025.
Which
Yeah,
companies
yeah,
do too, by the way. It's very
yes.
common
Oh, yeah,
practice.
absolutely. Very common. Very
It's
common. All right,
standard
go on. I've
practice.
thrown her out 3 times. They're 3-1 right now.
I need to talk to my wife, or I need to talk to my husband before I buy.
And you definitely will. You're either going to have one of two conversations. You're either going to ask for permission on something that you don't really know too much, that she doesn't really know too much about. Or you're going to go to her and you're going to say, hey, honey, I solved this problem for us, and now I'm one step closer to reaching XYZ goal.
And get out of my house.
Right. I
Get
still
out
don't
of my
want
house.
either one of these people in my
Never.
house.
Yeah, never. Okay, so she's talking about consumer level products and sales here. You should never, ever, from a sales perspective, ever, unless it's a ring, unless it's something that's supposed to be a surprise, you should never encourage somebody to make a decision without their significant other's
What
input.
would you say about if her
Ever.
response? What would you say if her response were, you know what? Invite your wife on. We'll have another call. We'll schedule it. We'll talk about it together, and we'll come to the same
Yes,
conclusion together.
much better, much better,
Yeah.
much better.
Not,
Don't say, hey,
well,
your
wife
wife
doesn't
or
really
your
know what she's talking about.
yeah,
so...
your wife's a dumbass and doesn't know what she's talking about. Just trust me and just buy today. Get out of my
Right.
house. Get out of
Come
here.
on, man.
What an idiot. Yeah, this lady has no meaningful relationships in her life.
She's never been told no in her life because she has a nice ponytail.
Overcoming 6 sales objections.
And that was it. That was all 6. You said no to 4, 5 out of
5.
6, I think.
5. They went 5 and 1.
And
it
that
was the
one
second
was
one.
like,
I don't
that
remember what it was
that
off the
was
top
a
of my head.
generous one.
Yeah. So yeah, they went 5 and 1, and yeah. So I don't know who these people are, but no, get out.
I'm telling you. All right, let's see if we can end on a high note. Let's go to this lady, see what she has to say. Guerrilla marketing strategy that made Bumble popular. Okay, so Bumble is a dating app.
Oh,
and this is sort of a strategy that she talks about that sort of helped to build them.
I need to check Bumble for my wife. Is my wife on Bumble? What is Bumble?
Let's see what this lady says and how they built Bumble from the ground up. Let's see.
We've done things that are ridiculous. So I remember we would make these signs that said, they had the big X's, like no, like you're not allowed to. And they said no Facebook, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no Bumble. This was like week 3 of Bumble or something, some ridiculous early, maybe first year, I can't remember at this point. And we would post those all over the universities. So there was this association where it was like, wait, I can't do the things I really want to do. I want to sit in class in Snapchat. I want to sit in class in Instagram. What the hell is Bumble? And so we were essentially seeding this psychological
empty Red Bull
curiosity. And then we were actually sending young women wearing Bumble shirts into classes 10 or 15 minutes late, interrupting a class of 300 people and saying, oh, sorry, wrong room. But everyone's looking at this young woman or young man, whoever it was, wearing a Bumble t-shirt. So we were seeding curiosity and this like, why is Bumble everywhere type of thing. We've done things that are ridiculous.
So I know my response. What's your feeling on this, David?
This is Bumble dating app and friends. Take a chance, and that's all. I'm not going to click on it.
It's a hookup app, is what it is. It's if you want to get hooked up with maybe some sort of STD, go.
Yeah, I'm good.
So
yeah.
the sales tactic, to get people interested in this app that nobody really knows. You know what this reminds me of? Go ahead.
I said Red Bull empty cans at the
I was going to say the same thing.
Yeah, Red Bull empty cans. It's the same. It's a very similar approach. It works, and the fact that it's still here, I don't know how old this is or how old Bumble is, but I would assume that they're still around because the app's still there.
Yeah.
Good for them. Good for them, I guess.
Do you find that manipulative? Do you think that's like a shady?
Oh, absolutely. But guess
like
what? That's what marketing and sales.
Or is it like a tactic, like an actual marketing tactic people could use? Because Red Bull did it. So for those who watching and listening who don't know, Red Bull, what we're talking about here is in the early days, nobody knew who Red Bull was. They actually got a bunch of empty Red Bull cans, and they filled trash cans at concerts and different venues with Red Bull cans, and they just left them. They would litter Red Bull cans just everywhere, all over the place. So people would see these Red Bull cans, and people were like, "What the hell is Red Bull? I got to try Red Bull." obviously everybody else is drinking this. I want to try this thing, and it worked. They would send people into venues where these big concerts were happening with Red Bull T-shirts and paraphernalia, and they would have the big Red Bull truck. We've all seen the truck with the giant Red Bull can on it, and it worked. This is kind of the same thing. So it's manipulative. I want to know if you think it's shady, or if you think it's kind of a fair market thing. Like,
It's
could
fair.
another business
It's
do
fair.
something similar and still not be shady?
Yeah, I mean, you're getting there, but I mean, I think, okay, actually, putting yourself out there with a, hey, know this, know this, know this, know this, know
Kind of
this
a good
brand new
idea,
thing.
frankly, from a
I
marketing
love that.
perspective.
That's
It's kind
great.
of a good idea.
It's really good. It's not how I would do things given a perfect world, but we don't have a perfect world. So yeah, I'm good with it. I'm good with it.
It's a I would say it's almost more of a
Yeah.
psychological tactic than manipulative.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that's
I
just my
mean,
marketing brain sort of justifying, I think.
yeah, I'm saying, hey, that I've got, there's no, I'm sure there's somebody out there that can make an argument against it because they're like, oh, it's too manipulative. Okay. All right. Well, how manipulative is too manipulative?
Right. Where's your
Seeing
line?
a icy cold Coca-Cola. Oh, I was going to say, because I'm in Atlanta. I'm not in Atlanta. Where the
Product
hell am I?
placement in
Nashville.
movies, billboards.
Not Nashville. Yeah. Yeah. Go watch Wayne's World.
Exactly. That's a good callback. Exactly.
That's a great
Yes.
one. That's a good one. That's a good stuff there. So yeah, I mean, at what point do you draw the line? And this is where I differ with a group of people, like comedy, like let's say you say, oh, that you shouldn't make jokes about that. Oh, so you are the one person in this entire world that gets to decide not only what is funny, but what everyone is allowed to think of as funny.
Right.
So,
and Dave Chappelle talks a lot about that, by the way. I love Dave Chappelle's stand-up because of that. He's
yeah,
like, because these other people said I can't talk about it, guess what we're going to talk about tonight?
Yeah. This is the old Eddie Murphy stuff, and I'm not going to go into that tonight. But anyway, yeah. Anyway,
right.
We got one more. We got time for one more.
We got one more? All right, let's see what we got. I don't know what's lined up here. I lined these up, and frankly, I don't remember what I lined up here. We'll see what this guy has to say. Here we go.
I can close anyone with 2 questions, and here's how you can do it too. First, never end the call by saying, did you have any questions? That's amateur hour. That's you.
You mentioned that same thing earlier, by the way. Don't end a call by saying, do you have any questions? So I like where he starts.
It's closed binary response. Yeah.
Handing over the steering wheel. It screams, I'm done selling, please validate me. So here's my 2 favorite questions. Does this move align with your vision? And once they say yes, ask them this. What would need to be true for you to say yes with full confidence? You're not there to check if they're confused, you're there to lead them through uncertainty. Because when you end the call with any questions, you're asking for permission. When you end it with surgical precision, you're controlling the internal dialogue that guides the sale. That's the move. Not convincing, converting their hesitation into clarity. That's how closers close.
I like where he started. I don't care for where he ended. What do you think?
I'm going to change the words around a little bit, and I want to see if it changes your perspective and changes your opinion of it. So we've just got done. Have I answered all your? I got to take my ear.
And I've said this on many calls. Hey, do you have any questions? Can I walk you through any of that that we went through? And now I know that's not the right way to go, but I've ended many calls that way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We all have. Have I answered? Have I answered all of your? Because this is a closed end one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have I answered all of your questions? Usually, that's a quick resounding because the shortest answer is yes. Do you have any lingering concerns? So my approach is going to be slightly different. The premise behind both his tactics and my tactics are extremely similar. Sorry, my AirPods died because they're Apple and they don't work very well.
Mine literally just died when you were saying that, so I had to put the other one in. So I do one, then the other. So but you can't do that because you're deaf in one ear.
Can't do that. I put both of them in just because they have to have both of them in to do noise canceling.
You'd like to be symmetric. I get it.
No, because the damn thing doesn't work for noise canceling if you don't have both of them in. So,
all right, go ahead. So go ahead. Finish your.
So that's it. It was basically. I don't disagree with him. I would choose different questions, or it's really, in honesty, it's the same questions, just phrased and structured a bit differently. I will go a long way around to not use the word aligned.
Right. It's very mechanical, very business
Very
oriented.
Businessy buzzword. Business
It's just
buzzword.
Exactly. That's it. So, all right. So, David, I'm going to walk you through this. So, I have ended many calls in the past historically with, because the way that I do things, I'm very, very process oriented, very technical. When I walk through things, when I speak in a way, I like to speak in technical terms. I'll use statistics, I'll use numbers, and along the way, I do understand that people can lose track of what the hell I'm saying, frankly. So, in the past at least, I have ended a lot of calls, a lot more than I should have, with does any of that make sense? Am I making sense? Do you have any questions about what we just talked about? That sort of thing. Because in my mind, at least at the time, I probably lost them 15 minutes into what I was talking about. They don't know what I'm talking about by the end. They have no idea. And by the time I get to, hey, do you have any questions? Have I, did all that make sense? Mechanically, they just say, yeah, I get it. And then they never get back with me. They don't care by that point. They're ready to move on and go have a coffee somewhere with their buddies. What would you say to end a call that's not, do you have any questions? Or did any of that make sense to you? What would you say?
Am I...
Now, I know it's very dependent on the type of call, the type of customer.
And that's what I was getting at. And that's what I was trying.
Don't like where this guy ended, because I thought the way he ended was kind of weak, but what he started with was strong.
Yeah. Yeah.
You going to rewatch what he said?
Yeah. I'd say it varies. Really depends on the purpose of the call. If the purpose of the call is because not every sales call is a close the sales call.
Right.
Some sales calls, and the vast majority of the sales calls you should be making, are educational. It's an educational call. So, I'm not trying to get somebody to sign on a dotted line. Although if you do a proper education, you don't have to try to get the sell. They're going to bring it to you.
Yes.
But you're going to do the education first, and then, so it's a bit different. So let's listen to it one more time.
And let's go into this assuming this is a sales call, hoping for a yes.
This is the close. Okay.
All right.
I can close anyone with 2 questions, and here's how you can do it too. First, never end the call by saying, "Did you have any questions?" That's amateur hour. That's you handing over the steering wheel. It screams, "I'm done selling, please validate me." So here's my 2 favorite questions. Does this move align with your vision? And once they say yes, ask them this. What would need to be true for you to say yes with full confidence? You're not there to check if they're confused, you're there to lead them through uncertainty. Because when you end the call with any questions, you're asking for permission. When you end it with surgical precision, you're controlling the internal dialogue that guides the sale. That's the move. Not convincing, converting their hesitation into clarity. That's how closers close.
So I just did a
week for me.
Yeah, I just did a thing up in I was in Connecticut, and we had a guy come up, and a couple guys come up from a location, and they were on the fence. They didn't know if they wanted us, and I brought them in, and they had mentioned a couple of problems that they'd had, so on and so forth, and I put them in our customer experience center, and I had one thing. I said, if we do this, this is going to close them. So we had good conversations. We shook hands. We did the stuff. We had a little bit of dog and pony show. And I said, hey, there's an issue with this thing. And I slid the other part over to him and was like, I need you to change that. I need you to replace this. So he's in my office. I want him to replace this. And he looked at me. I was like, "No, I want you to do it. I want you to do it." And he walked up to the thing, little click, looked at the back, looked at the thing with zero guidance from me,
Mm-hmm.
put it in, and he sees it. And I said, "Did did that did that remove your last barrier?" And it was. It was it. It was over. It was done.
Sure.
This guy wasn't about to go anywhere else.
Yeah.
I just solved his biggest fear, and I put him in charge of selling himself on it. And so removing barriers, taking care of the fears, those are the kind of things that I leave off on. He said something about asking two questions, and in my opinion, both of those questions were kind of the same.
They were. Yeah.
You asked the same question twice. I don't know why. So, the first was do we align, and then do we align enough to for you to make a decision.
Right.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry if somebody tells me that our directions align. I'm going to make the assumption and move forward that we're done. Our sell is done.
Oh yeah.
I'm moving on to paperwork at that point.
So in your example, you sort of walked the customer through the idea that you're reinforcing your value and the value of your product and the fact that it solves their problem in a way that they can manage.
It solved their largest fear
Right.
in a way that he was able to manage with zero training, with
Exactly.
zero
So let's say
direction.
hypothetically you're on a call like this guy is talking about.
Mhm.
What would you say if he were to say something like, saying to the customer, "All right, I'm glad we were able to work through this. What are your feelings on next steps?"
Yeah.
Not a binary, but a next steps. You're not giving them a yes no answer.
I like that.
You're
That's
giving
that's
them. You're putting it back on them to say, "What are next steps? Do you want to talk next week? Do you want to talk, tomorrow? Are we signing today?"
yeah. I'm for that. You giving them an opportunity to kind of set the pace, giving them an idea, or giving them an opportunity to define what the next step is. Um, they're going to put theirs in, and you can put caveats into that, saying, "Oh, this is what your next step is in your head, whatever your thought
Right.
process is." That both of us, and this is not really a degradation here or a sidetrack,
No, please.
but both
Yeah.
of us worked at Best Buy, right? Both of us worked for Best Buy, and one of the
Possibly at the same
things,
time. Yeah.
yeah, possibly, we had to go back and look at the records, but one of the things that they taught us, and I worked back in the TVs, the VCRs, and the I think VCRs were still there, yeah, because DVDs were out, and we had Magnolia and all this stuff in there, and I worked back in that area. And one of the things that they were very adamant about, people are here to buy. They're
And I
here to
hated
buy.
that. You loved that. I hated it. So
Yeah,
we're
they're
different,
here
a
to
little
buy.
different philosophies on that. But yeah, go ahead.
But the ideology behind it is
The
they're
ideology
here to
was
buy.
essentially the same. Yes.
If you're getting to this point, if that person's here, they're here to buy. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to move the sale to close. Don't be afraid of it.
Right.
Make it happen.
Exactly. And
So,
hopefully, by the time you're having that closed conversation, you've already
mhm.
proven to them that they need your product. And it's not you selling to them; it's them being fully convinced that they need your product. Which is
Exactly.
one of the reasons why getting them to convince themselves is one of the most valuable tactics you can learn.
And
Because if
going
you can
back,
make it
going back,
their
I don't remember.
idea,
Yeah, I don't remember who it was that was in this row for tonight. Said, they're going to believe what they say a lot more than what they believe what you say,
yeah,
and you know, allowing them that window. So I don't disagree with this guy. I might take a slight different approach. I think really the biggest takeaway from him is don't end on got any questions? Any
yeah,
questions?
never. I learned
I
the hard
still
way.
ask
Never end
that.
that way because the answer is always going to be no, and you'll never hear from that person again.
Yeah, I still ask it occasionally. It depends on what we're doing, who the thing is. But on a sale, when I need to actually close something, there's no way in hell I'm using the term. Got any
Right. So
questions?
what I've learned is, like I said, tend to speak in very like you know very identifiable technical areas of, hey, this does this for this reason, this does this for this reason, this does this for this reason, in very
Mhm.
technical terms.
Mhm.
I'll sometimes try to dumb it down for the person depending on the audience, but I don't like to do that because I don't like to assume somebody doesn't understand things technically.
Yeah.
So periodically throughout what I've done is, instead of ending the conversation with does that make sense to you? Do you have any questions? What I'll do is periodically I'll stop. I'm like, does this thing that we just spoke about make sense? Do you have any questions? Can we walk through that before we move on to the next part?
Yeah.
And at the end, then we'll say, all right, so now that we're all on the same page, let's talk about how this fits into your overall objectives.
I want to
A,
give
B,
you
C.
I want to give you a movie clip for your style and how you work. I'm gonna give you a movie clip that I want you to illegally cut into your program.
If you say Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross.
No, I want to say Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2: Secret of the Ooze.
Secret of the Ooze. That's okay. That's a deep cut.
Yes.
Here we go. Okay,
So
go
it's
ahead.
two. So there's
I thought you were
there's
going to go with the first one. I was going to say, you got to know what crumpet is to understand cricket.
Yeah. Nobody understands cricket. You gotta know what a crumpet is in order to stand cricket. Anyway, no, but in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, when
Yes.
April O'Neil is interviewing the professor from TGRI, right?
Yeah, of
He
course.
says,
Yes.
"Would you like for me to keep my answers succinct, so you may be able to edit them on? So I do have a tendency to ramble on. So you could take that little clip, say, Professor, we're live," and he turns around like, "Oh, okay." You could use that in there, like, as opposed to the I need to make sure you caught up with me. I need to make sure you're following what I'm saying. You could have that and then play that little clip right there.
Right.
That's going to break. That's going to, first of all, be illegal. I don't think you're allowed to use stuff like that. But
in a private business pitch, I think I can pull it out.
it's going to be able to. It's going to break the room wide open. It's going to break the room wide open. It's like, okay, all right, this guy understands that he's talking up here, and he wants to let us know that if we need to, we're perfectly allowed to have a question, and he's going to take the time to answer it. But otherwise, he's this nerdy guy up here in a lab coat, and
I think David is calling me Baxter Stockman right now, and I'm not sure how to take that. I kind of like it.
It's good. It's good.
I'll take it. I'll take it though. It's
big
fine.
ass dandelions. All right, just yeah. All right, folks.
I'm gonna rewatch that movie now specifically because you brought up Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, Secret of the Ooze. It's great. It's a great movie. I got all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, all the good ones.
I saw them all in theater. You don't even know what kind of Ninja Turtle nerd I used to be. I still have my membership card from elementary school when I was a member of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle fan club. I have Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1 autographed with a little drawing inside from Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird, the original creators. I have it.
Okay, that's awesome. I got a buddy. For one of the goalie dads. I sent him all this stuff for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. He does the Ninja Warrior type track things.
His daughter's competitive in Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, his daughter's very competitive with that stuff. Yeah. But he's like, I thought you sent me all that stuff because I was, did the ninja classes. I'm like, no, I'm a Ninja Turtle fan, man.
We're just nerds over here. Yeah.
Yeah, we're complete nerds. All right. So it's 10:55 in my time, which means it's 11:55 your time.
It is.
We've been going for nearly 2.5 hours for two guys who said, yeah, let's just hop on for a quick short show tonight.
Just a quick short show. No big deal.
Yeah. Just drop 2.5 hours of off the cuff and off the cuff reviews of business stuff. So really, I think overall, the pharmaceutical sales reps lost.
Right. You can tell who's a car salesman, who's a pharmaceutical sales rep, and who actually knows what they're talking about. You can tell.
Yeah. There were a couple really good between.
You need to watch Simon Sinek. That guy's genius.
Yeah. Yeah, those were pretty good. He used a lot of, and if you notice, he used a lot of other people's experiences in his explanations, which was very nice. Yeah. It wasn't like I did this. He was like, somebody told me about this. I heard about that, and it really it brings it in pretty good, and establishes that moniker of expert on top of him, which is a nice transient effect.
Exactly. So look, this was this week's show. It's kind of haphazard, thrown together at the last minute, but it was.
Oh yeah, last minute, 2.5 hours, just bang out 2.5 hour show.
No big deal. This is literally what we do.
Oh man!
So next week we will be live at the normal time, and then the following week we will be in Wheeling, I believe.
No, the following. No, that's not that. It's some other time.
All right, hang
but
on. Let's. I'll bring my calendar here. Hang on. All right. So next week is April 2nd. It'd be fun if we do a show on April 1st. April 2nd will be our next show. April 9th will be our following show, and the following week, April 16th, will be in Wheeling. April 16th will be in Wheeling, speaking with Matt Welch, the founder and owner of the Vagabond Kitchen. And this guy, he's a great guy. You're going to love him. We'll have some cigars, we'll talk business, we'll have some great food. It'll be fun.
Be a fun time. So,
but,
all right.
In the meantime, I've been Wes. This guy's been David. He is somewhere in the country. Play the game. Where in the world's Dave Leffingwell? And we will see you guys next time.
In Nashville, getting my country music career started.
That sounds like something. You make guitars at home, so that sounds like something you do. All right, let's,
yeah. So, all right. We'll see you guys next week.